place to play all of last year. So, I was really excited to come back.
What were some of the major takeaways from the team?
Kind of just be yourself. Try to get you out of your shell. It's school. Some guys at school might have a different experience where it's a little more rigid at times, and here you really get to play.
Thanks so much, CeCe. Excited to hear your reporting throughout the day. And Joe, an interesting pitching matchup tonight for both sides.
Yeah, on one end, you have a Panther turned Gateman. That's Wade Walton, a 6'5" right-hander. Has great strikeout stuff, has struggled with the walk a little bit, but he doesn't give up a lot of hard contact. The hope for Wareham after giving up just 3 homers and 77 innings pitched for High Point this season is that he can work deep into this game. We saw his last few starts. He struggled with the walk a little bit, but if he can command the zone well, he can go deep into games. 7 of his 15 starts this year, he threw 100 or more pitches. And then on the other side, Kyle Olivo, the Hawkeye for Iowa, now coming over to Hyannis. He has great strikeout stuff in his own right, but something to watch for. He only made 2 starts as a Hawkeye this season. How much length can he give you? That's the real question here.
That's going to be a fun one. It's seeming like he likes to stay with the Hawks, going from the Hawkeyes to the Harbor Hawks. Should be a fun one here from Spillane Field. We've been waiting for it for a long time, and we got first pitch coming your way next. Stay with us.
Welcome into Spillane Field. Dan Shalam, I'm Adam Hipsky. Wareham set to go for its home opener in 2026. Gatemen off to an 0-1 start after a loss in the 2026 CCBL season opener yesterday at Catuit. But Dan, it's another season at Spillane Field. We're excited to get it going.
It's a 40-game season. There's plenty of time for the Gatemen to pick it up. Glad to be with you here at Spillane Field. Not a great night for the Gatemen yesterday out in Catuit. A 5-0 loss to start things off in a game where they had chances, just couldn't score. But the great thing about baseball is and repeat. Wareham ready to hopefully get in the win column.
Yeah, one guy that does not need to rinse and repeat. Hits for the Gatemen yesterday. From the first baseman, two-way designated hitter, he does it all. It's Caden.
He is someone that the Gatemen relied on last season, 31 games with Wareham just a summer ago. And in yesterday's game, you mentioned it, he went 2 for 4. He had the only double in the game for Wareham, also had a single, but this is a guy that hit .319 this past season at Florida. He is just nasty. 9 doubles, 9 home runs. He loves to hit the baseball, and his presence in the box is something that opposing pitchers feel. He had great success here at Spillane Field last year, looking to replicate.
Yeah, second-team All-American. Now on the other side for Hyannis, a guy that batted in the cleanup spot yesterday out of Louisiana Tech. It's Trey Hossey in the transfer portal looking for his new home, but Hyannis feels like they've got a power hitter right there that they can slot in at the middle of their lineup every day.
It's a battle of the first baseman here tonight. Hossey also in there at first base. This guy from Louisiana Tech, he's currently in the portal, but he's in the portal for a reason. He mashed down there at Louisiana Tech, a .330 for him, 57 games played, 57 starts. He is looking to make an impact here on the Cape and really use this to his advantage to find a new home.
The Harbor Hawks also off to an 0-1 start. Had a 7-2 lead yesterday in its season opener against Brewster. Fell after the Whitecaps totaled 7 straight. So Hyannis and Wareham both trying to pick up first win 2026. All right, we will step aside, but when we return, first pitch between the Gatemen and Harbor Hawks. It's Game 2 of the 2026 CCBL season right here on the Wareham Gatemen Baseball Network.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Let's do it. Gatemen and the Harbor Hawks here on a Sunday evening at Spillane Field with Dan Shalam. I'm Adam Hipsky, and what a fun Wareham. Not the game that they won 26, but it's on the right foot and is getting to a 1-1 start.
And it's also the right foot of tonight's starting pitcher, Wade Walton, for the Gatemen. He is looking to will them to victory. But before you talk about Wade Walton, you have to mention last night's starting pitching performance from Garrett Lambert. He did everything in his power to try and give the Gatemen a win. 5 innings of just 1 hit ball, 3 strikeouts. He was absolutely dominant. And now Wade Walton, the man out of High Point, has to try and replicate.
Now, Wade Walton, the Friday starter for the Crusaders in 2026. Listen, this was a guy that came into the season after having a stellar freshman campaign, and people thought that he could be the favorite for the Big South Pitcher of the Year. He had a great season. Still led the team in strikeouts looking, was top 3, was in the starting rotation, pitched to a 4.21 ERA across 77 innings of work. But Dan, maybe not the sophomore season, maybe not the leap up that he wanted after a strong first year.
It's still, ERA by almost a full point, but you're right. He was still looking for more growth. He relies on an off-speed arsenal of sinker, splitter, and a rising heater to throw off timing. He's going to look to mix that in here tonight against a Hyannis squad that put up a good amount of runs last night, 7 in a 9-7 loss.
Yeah, and Walton certainly is hoping for a little bit more run support than what the starter yesterday, Garrett Lambert, got. Hyannis didn't have that issue. 7 runs from its lineup. As we'll take a look at what the Harbor Hawks trot out today, it's Henry Zener leading things off. He batted 7th yesterday, getting the nod at the top of the order for the Harbor Hawks. In this one, Charlie Bates follows him. John Embury makes his Cape Cod Baseball League debut. He bats 3rd from the right side. The Florida Gulf Coast transfer heading to Gainesville, staying in state and playing for the Gators upcoming in the spring. 4-5-6, it's Caden Miller, the designated hitter, JP Head, and Trey Hawsey. We just touched on him in the open. The second team Conference USA talent out of Louisiana Tech looking for his new home. Bottom of the lineup, it's Jason Foltz Jr., Jackson Miller, and Taylor Kirk. We're just about set to go here from Spillane Field. Wade Walton takes his spot along the first base side of the rubber. Sets, fires, and we are underway. First pitch is flied to left field. Foster Apple comes on and makes a slide to the seat of his pants. 1 pitch, 1 out. A nice start for Wade Walton and the Wareham defense. At the defensive Wade Walton pitches to the backstop, Drew Rogers, who's catching balls and strikes for the 2nd consecutive day out of Georgia Tech. Left to right in the infield, Lincoln Garcia, Chris Ramirez. That side of the infield is the same from yesterday, the 3rd baseman and shortstop. Then to the right side, 2 newcomers. Nate Nowitzki makes his first appearance in a Wareham uniform. Caden McDonald did the left, Dylan Dubovic in right, and Jason Wax. Check that, Jason Wax in right, Dylan Dubovic roaming center field, the freshman from Miami. As Charlie Bates takes a first pitch strike on the inner half. 0-1 to the second baseman from Stanford. Looks at another one, this one outside. Walton, plenty of pitches at his disposal. A 6-pitch mix for the righty from High Point. Fastball, curveball, cutter, changeup, mixes in the sinker. Inside corner called.
That's a nice job of Walton's going to give you here today. He's a guy that 50% of the time the ball's put in play, it's a ground ball. He likes to pitch to contact, so watch him pound the zone here in this start.
The 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Wade Walton has his first strikeout of the summer. It comes from the second batter, and Charlie Bates is down. First punch out of the game for the Hyannis offense. Harbor Hawks didn't struggle in the K department yesterday, but so far early on, game number 2, Wade Walton has his first victim.
Similar start that we saw last night from Garrett Lambert, who just mowed down those Katuitt hitters, went 1-2-3 in the first, and Walton a chance to do exactly that here.
First pitch to John Embury, the catcher heading to Florida. He takes. It's a called strike. 5'11" junior hits .364 with Florida Gulf Coast. For 20, Gainesville, the 0-1. And on the ground, left side, and foul.
This is an important pitch here. If some quick work in the first inning, let your Wareham offense get into the dugout. They had a strong start yesterday offensively. Didn't plate one in the first, but had a few quality at-bats to give them a chance to do that here.
The 0-2 takes outside, and Walton works around the zone. Doesn't want to give the 3-hitting John Embury anything to hit. All a son from his efforts last year with Florida Gulf Coast. 1 ball, 2 strikes with the bases clear. Another one this time right in at the hands of Embury, and the count levels 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And Embury is a guy that loves to swing. It makes sense why he's going to Florida next year. Batted nearly .370 this past season with an OPS above 1,000.
Walton delivers. Smashed. Right center field. Could be trouble. It's down in the gap. Extra bases for turns on his way to second. He's in stand. As good of a debut as you can ask for if you're John Embury. His first at-bat in 2026 is a 2-bagger.
And again, we were just talking about it. He loves to swing the bat. He's a guy who hits for contact and for power. And he just does a nice job right there. That wasn't the hardest hit ball, but just shoots it into the gap. Able to get over to second base, and now an RBI opportunity for Caden Miller.
Miller, the designated hitter, batting cleanup today after sending one out yesterday in Hyannis' opening day loss. First pitch just misses down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Miller, first team all conference out of UTSA. Runner on second. 2 RBIs. It was a 2-run home run. 1-0 in the count, 2-0.
And again, Hyannis was up last night. 7-2 in the 6th inning, and then their bullpen just collapsed. 13 walks in the final 4 innings. You can't blame the Harbor Hawks bats for yesterday's defeat.
Miller batted 6th yesterday, 4th today. See, takes an off-speed zone called strike 2-1. Spillane tries to work himself back in the count. Runner on second is Embury. Had a 2-out double. 2-1. Splits through the wicket. Rogers rolls to the backstop. Embury takes the extra base. And now the Harbor Hawks' first run is just 90 feet away.
And this was the type of thing that plagued the Gatemen yesterday, especially in that bottom of the 8th inning. A couple of errors that led to 4 runs coming across. The biggest thing for Wareham here today, play clean, try and limit those mistakes.
Not a sacrifice situation with 2 gone, but hitter's advantage to Caden Miller. The DH on the 3-1. Called strike. He turned, shifted his body down the first base line, wanted ball. The payoff pitch forthcoming.
He's got to get back into the box there. A huge chance here for Walton to escape without any damage. And that pitch was a strike on the outside.
3-2. Just outside, so Walton gets back into the count after being behind 2-0 and 3-1, but issues his first walk of the day. It puts runners on the corners with 2 gone in the top of the first.
Still 2 outs on the board. You can still get out of this clean, but another guy coming up who hits for power. JP had 22 home runs this past season at UAB. That was top 20 in the entire country, so not the guy you want to be facing in this spot.
It's 1 for
strikeouts yesterday with the runners on the corners. His first pitch is swung on and missed. Got a piece of it. Tipped into the mid of Rogers, and the count 0-1. Miller over on first. He walked. Imberry on third. He doubled. Pitch. Got on and missed. 0-2 for J.P. Head. A junior from UB. Readies it over the right shoulder. Pitcher's advantage. The 0-2. High at the letters. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I don't mind that there from Walton. No ball, 2 strike. Chase pitch. He primarily gets the chase in the bottom of the zone with his off-speed stuff, but tried to switch it up right there.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Top of the first. That ball's cranked. Deep left field. Foster Apple looks up, and he watches it fly, and Hyannis has a 3-run long ball in the top of the first. Wade Walton got his first 2 hitters out, and the Harbor Hawks strike first. J.P. Head delivers.
If there was one guy who's going to hit a home run in this spot, it is J.P. Head. We just talked about it. 22 home runs, top 20 in the country. He doesn't get all of this one. He gets enough to push it out of the park, and it's an early 3-0 lead for Hyannis. They did the same type of thing last night before Brewster came back from 5 down.
Brings up Trey Hossey, who, the Harbor Hawks really don't have any weaknesses in this lineup as Hossey takes at the knees for strike 1.
Number 36, Trey Hossey.
Then you bring in this first baseman out of Louisiana Tech into the transfer portal who just hit 335. So you finally get past J.P. Head, who bats 5th, gives up a 3-run home run, and then now Hossey swings and flares one out for a base hit. Very strong start for Wade Walton, but since then, last 4 Hyannis hitters have been put on.
Hossey, we covered him in the pregame show. He's a great hitter. I mean, he is just a guy who is for power, contact, serves up the ball, doesn't try and do too much with it. Nice line drive into right. And now, if you're Wade Walton, this is really just about limiting the damage here. Get out of this inning and don't make it uglier than it already is.
It's the 7th hitting Jason Fultz Jr. Takes up and in for ball 1. Third baseman out of Clemson, batted just .231 in his first year with the Tigers. 6 foot, 215 pounds. The 1-0. Fastball outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Certainly a great start. Got Henry Zener, the leadoff man. Pitch. Since then, it's been all Hyannis. As in the dirt, gets away from Rogers. He moves from first to second, and the Harbor Hawks have another runner in scoring.
It seems like that him and Walton are just a little bit not on the same wavelength right now. Rogers going out to talk with him and settle him down. And this was, again, a really strong start from Wade Walton. Weak contact for the first hitter you face in Henry Zenor, and then you face Charlie Bates, and you get 2 outs, top of the first, just 1 more to go, and then a double, walk, home run. It's kind of that momentum has gotten broken up for him from the early start.
And there's plenty of capable hitters in this Hyannis lineup, and not to say that Jason Fultz is not one of them, but hit just .231 with Clemson, and on deck is Jackson Miller, who hit .304 with Wake Forest. The 3-0 is swung on and fouled. So after Fultz gets the go ahead and swing sign and 3-0 count.
3-0 in the top of the first. And this is looking like it's going to be a balk here on Wade Walton. Things just getting a little bit out of control for him right now as the runner moves over to third.
Similar position after John Imberry doubled earlier this inning. Moved over to third with the passed ball. After that, surrendered a walk to Caden Miller, and then the 3-run home run from J.P. Head. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Walton into the count. 3-0. It's now 3-2 with 2 away in the top of the first. Hyannis already with 3 runs after the 3-run home run from J.P. Head. The payoff comes in and plunks Foltz at the hands, and runners are back on the corners for the Harbor Hawks.
That is now in a row that Wade Walton has allowed, retiring the first 2. And you mentioned Jason Foltz as kind of being the guy that you thought you could get out of this inning with. And then you go in and plunk him, and now we see a mound visit coming here for the Gatemen. Nobody up in the pen currently, but definitely want to talk things over. The mound visit of the inning for Wareham after those first 2 batters were retired.
It's the pitching coach Eric Luskis out from the third base dugout, coached Hyannis before joining Wareham staff in 2024 with the manager Ryan Smythe, and just brings in at first baseman Caden McDonald, the returner for the Gatemen, Drew Rogers, and Wade Walton. Walton from High Point pitched 77 innings. He's an experienced veteran, but today so far just hasn't had his best stuff. It's mound visit breaks with runners on the corners and 2 outs in the top of the first.
First game jitters, that's a real thing.
Sure.
A new team, but if you're Wade Walton right now, you really have to just become laser focused, put all Jackson Miller, who's a very capable hitter, just transferred over to UCF, batted over 300. So got to get this one. It's a big one.
First pitch to Miller is foul tipped. Strike 1. Hawsey on third. He singled, advanced to second on a passed ball, and got third off a balk. Foltz Jr. over on first. He was hit by a pitch. 0-1 on the way to Miller. Taken and just misses inside. Ball 1. Jackson Miller, another one on this Hyannis Harbor Hawks lineup that is already in and out of the transfer portal. Wake Forest has announced his commitment to UCF as the 1-1 misses inside. Miller corkscrews out of the way to avoid being hit by the second consecutive pitch, being the second consecutive batter. For Foltz Jr. was hit on the hands. 2-1 the count, 2 gone, top of the first. Walton sets and fires, hit up the middle, slow roller to the second baseman. Nowitzki throws to first, and it pulls McDonald off the bag and gets by. 1 run is in, and 2 will stop in scoring position. So defensive miscues haunted Wareham yesterday, Dan. The Gatemen totaled 4 and already 1 in the first inning. Should be a throwing error on the second baseman, Nate Nowitzki.
No doubt, and that's another one, right? You had the 2 pass balls in this inning on Rogers, and then you have the ground ball over to second base, throw over, and you're out of this inning with only 3 runs given up. Now that's become 4, and Wareham doing themselves no favors. Hyannis now just a singular batter away from batting around here in the first.
Far from ideal start for Wade Walton, pitching now to the 9th inning shortstop out of Fordham. He's in the transfer portal. He's swinging a very hot bat. First pitch he takes outside. Taylor Kirk just 1 for 4 yesterday, but finished his collegiate season with 12 hits in his final 5 games. So not someone you want to see right now, and especially with 2 in scoring position. It's 4-0 Harbor Hawks. The 1-0. Grounded, left side, chopped foul. A ball and a strike to the 9th inning shortstop.
And this is another guy who had a lot of growth this past season over at Fordham, now going into his sophomore year, going to the portal for a reason. He led the team in hits, runs, and stolen bases, so definitely worthy of a promotion.
What a luxury right now for this Hyannis lineup to have Taylor Kirk, a guy with those numbers, 1-1 inside, with those numbers hitting 9th. Getting to stack him behind Jackson Miller, another guy that hits over 300. Kirk hit in the leadoff spot yesterday. The season opener for the Harbor Hawks, batting 9th today, the 2-1. Popped up, right side, could be trouble towards extra base. Cook. Play at the base in time, but the run crosses. So 2 coming
Hyannis sends 9 to the plate. They leave no runners on the base paths, and Wareham commits 1 error. We're through a half inning, and the Harbor Hawks have plated a half dozen. Cape League, Wareham swings on the other side.
The Cat are thrilled to kick off another summer of baseball on
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting finance.
Back here at Spillane Field, adjustment. Wareham had a disastrous first inning, but when we left, but instead it's 5-0. The last run waved off with Dan Shalam. Now Wareham tries to get back into the to do it facing for the Harbor Hawks. It's Kyle 3-3 record this past season with Iowa in the Big Ten. Right-hander out of Franklin, Wisconsin, over innings of work, a high strikeout guy. Dan had 67 punch-outs with the Hawkeyes this spring.
You mentioned that. He was the leader for the Hawkeyes in strikeouts and 51 innings pitched. And really pitched the meaningful innings. A 2.79 strikeout to walk ratio. He's known to punch you out, and that is not good news for a Wareham lineup that struck out 14 times last night against Catuit.
Someone that did not strike out yesterday is the one who strides into the right-handed batter's box. Chris Ramirez, the shortstop in the transfer portal out of Cal Baptist, was the WAC Player of the Year. As he readies for the first pitch. He takes inside. Batted leadoff yesterday, swung at the first pitch, grounded out, but this time he takes the opening from the starter, Kyle Olivo. Gets set from the belt. Gets the sign. Winds and delivers the 1-0. Breaking ball inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Ramirez on the bright side for this Wareham lineup. When you talk about high strikeouts, 14 yesterday. Ramirez not a high strikeout guy. He looks at 2-0 on the inner third. 2 balls, 1 strike. Struck out just about 6% of his at-bats this past spring at Cal Baptist, a big reason why he was that Conference Player of the Year. 2-1. Hit up the middle and through for a base hit past the diving shortstop Taylor Kirk. And a leadoff single for the Gatemen in the bottom of the first.
That's all you can really do in a 5-0 game. It's just about chip away. Chris Ramirez does exactly that. Contact guy, shoots it up the middle, and this is what Wareham has to do if they want to get back into this ball game.
9 innings long, bottom of the first as
long way to go.
Jason Wax steps in. Some exciting news for the right fielder. See readies for the first pitch from the stretch, and he swings and puts it up the middle, grounded to short for 1, the throw to second in time. And before we can announce it, Dan, Jason Wax out of the transfer portal, just announced his commitment to LSU this morning, but grounds into a double play, and there's 2 gone in the bottom of the first.
And he deserves that promotion. Grinded at Tulane. 56 games started, a .327 batting average, and he is someone who has a lot of pop from the lefty side. LSU is definitely going to enjoy him going forward.
Caden McDonald steps in, the third hitting, swings and pops the first one foul. If it's an offense that's looking for a spark, was shut out yesterday in the season opener. Obviously early on, you're not expecting a run, but when you're down 5, you're looking for any source of offense. It could come right here with Caden McDonald. 0-1, he takes at the knees, no balls and 2 strikes.
He's the guy that has been the guy for this Wareham team. Was the guy yesterday as well, 2 for 4 afternoon with the only double at Katuitt.
0-2. Olivo shakes off a couple of suggestions from the backstop, John Embury. The 0-2 on the way. Inside, and it hits McDonald. Bit shaken up as he takes the walk towards.
He is not happy about that one. Looked to be at the arm after that one. It really ran in and got him in an area where he doesn't have much padding. He has the arm guard on there, but that one ran in on the hands, and he was immediately shaking it after he was hit up there. Jogs down to first, seems to be okay.
Ryan Smythe out of the dugout. You saw it right there. Some smiles from McDonald. Reached twice yesterday at Katuitt. Had a double as well, and he's off of first, being held on by Trey Hawsey. Brings up the cleanup man, Braden Kersey. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it back into the netting. Kersey, designated hitter today, came in to pinch hit yesterday, struck out in his only at-bat. Has announced his intentions to transfer to Tennessee next spring. First team in the SoCon from his efforts as the designated hitter for Mercer. Was fantastic with the Bears. A two-way guy. Set to pitch for the Gatemen this summer as well. The 0-1 is fouled straight back. Behind on the fastball, it's 0-2 with 2 gone. But Kersey, the 6'1 junior, should excite a lot of Gatemen fans this summer.
Kersey and McDonald, the 3-4 here is the core of this Gatemen lineup. 2 guys that can swing it well, and for right reason, they're at the top of the order.
0-2 with 2 away. Swing and a miss. So Kersey's first 2 at-bats in the summer of 2026 are 2 strikeouts, and we're through 1 from Spillane Field. For the first time this summer, Wareham trails Hyannis 5-0. We'll be back. It's the top of the order, due up for the Harbor Hawks on the other side.
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting finance.
facility solutions partner and a proud
Back for the top of the second from Spillane Field for the first time in 2026. Hyannis dominating the early going here in the home opener for the Gatemen. It's 5-0 Harbor Hawks after a 3-run blast from JP Head. Hyannis batted around its first time up in the first frame, and it's right back to the leadoff man, Henry Zener, to start things in the top of the second.
Hyannis did the same thing to Wareham last year here at Spillane Field in the home opener, a 7-2 win for the Harbor Hawks. They actually swept the season series here at Spillane as well, 2-0.
Center fielder from USC Upstate takes outside for ball one. So Wade Walton trying to respond after a dreadful opening frame. He threw 36 pitches. It's 38th right here, down the middle for a called strike. Zener swung at the first pitch and lifted it to left field. Now steps in with a 1-1 count. Pitch. And on the ground, high chopper to the second baseman, Nowitzki. Smothers it, throws to first, and McDonald corrals in time for the first out. So nice bounce back from Nate Nowitzki after the error in the first inning. Takes the routine ground ball and puts away Henry Zener.
And the top of this order is the only part that
now batting the second.
Wade Walton has had success against so far today. Retired the first two batters before everybody else reached base in that first inning. So a chance here to get 2 quick outs against Charlie Bates.
Bates struck out his first time up, and he picks up where he left off, swings and misses. First pitch, it's 0-1. 0-1. Hyannis leads 5-0. Bates, the second baseman, back with the Harbor Hawks. 0-1 is skied. Left field. Apple drifts back, and he makes the head-high catch for out number 2.
Now, if Wade Walton can get the third out here, this would be a perfect bounce-back inning for him. You get the 5 in the first, but then you retire 1, 2, 3 at the top of the order. But this is where things went wrong last inning as well. You give up the 2-out double to Embury, and then from there, you know what happens.
The catcher digs in, making his Cape Cod debut. Embury heading to Florida next spring. First pitch with the bases clear, takes outside. Fastball at 89 miles an hour, it's 1-0.
And when he hit the double in the first, it was just a nice line drive into the gap. It wasn't the hardest contact in the world, and it kicked off the rally for Hyannis.
Swing and a miss, 1 ball, 1 strike. Gatemen down 5-0 in the top of the second after Wade Walton, the starter from High Point, retired the first 2 hitters in the Hyannis lineup, and then since then, the Harbor Hawks sent the next 7. All 7 reached on 1 misses high, 2 balls, 1 strike. All 7 reached, and the only reason Wareham got out of the inning was because Jason Wax delivered a rocket from right field, and Taylor Kirk tried to stretch a single into a double. The 2-1. Called strike.
1 pitch away here if you're Wade Walton. This would be a huge bounce back for him and this Gatemen team. Just need to get this pivotal third out here.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Walton sets and deals. Fly ball right field. Wax sprints in and it drops in front for a base hit. A 2-for-2 start for John Embury in his Cape Cod debut.
And both with 2 outs as well. You're just hoping if you're Wade Walton that this does not become what it was in the first. And it was that same soft contact that Embury had in that first inning as well that put it into the gap for the double.
And especially right now, Caden Miller, he pitched around him a little bit with first base open after the double from Embury. But on deck, it's JP Head, who had the 3-run home run in the first. Right on left, first pitch, hit in the air. Line drive, snagged by the second baseman, Nowitzki. And Wade Walton bounces back from a less than desirable first frame. 1 hit, no runs, no errors in the field, and 1 runner left on for the Harbor Hawks, who lead at 5-0 through an inning and a half from Spillane Field.
All 10 teams are wearing
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Bottom of the second, a chance for Wareham to get on the board for the first time in 2026. It'll send the 5, 6, 7 hitters up to the dish. Lincoln Garcia, Nate Hipsky, and Dylan Dubovic due up for the Gatemen. Adam Hipsky with Dan Shalam. And Dan, it was not the lack of production yesterday on Wareham. It was once they got the production, bringing them across. But right now with a 5-0 deficit, I think they'll take anything.
You certainly will. In 4 of the first 5 innings as well, a runner got over to third base. It's not like Wareham was just hitting singles and nothing was happening. They had plenty of chances to bring some guys home, but it simply didn't happen.
Second pitch to Lincoln Garcia on the outside corner, a called strike. Garcia from Texas Tech started all 55 games for the Red Raiders, went into the transfer portal. He's out, staying in the Lone Star State, heading to Texas. 0-2 count. Olivo, the starter, winds and delivers inside. And did it hit? It certainly hit Garcia.
It hit him on the wrist. That did not make a good sound.
Almost sounded like it hit the knob of the bat as well.
Certainly got him on the wrist because he is in some pretty bad pain over there near the dugout on the third base side. And head coach Ryan Smythe out to 10 to him. That is not what you want to see.
And Caden McDonald was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Was stranded at first after the strikeout from the cleanup man Braden Kersey, but Garcia banged up right there. It's that left wrist. Hitting 5th today, playing third base.
And that sound did not sound good. Could have been a mix of the bat and the wrist. He's still hanging around by the Wareham dugout.
They're going to give him the base at first. The sound that it made, I almost thought that it did hit the bat, which would be, it would remain strike 2. But the free pass from Olivo puts the leadoff man on for the second straight inning.
And good to see Garcia staying in this game and a chance for Nowitzki to really do something here in his first plate appearance.
Did not play yesterday, the second baseman from Arizona. First pitch, he takes downstairs, ball 1. Redshirt sophomore, batted .297, enough to earn him a nod on the Big 12 all-freshman team. One of the rare lefties in this lineup for Wareham. Inside corner, a called strike. Yesterday, Wareham batted just 1 from the left-handed side. Today, 3, with the additions of Braden Kersey and now Nowitzki. Righties, so lineup that's dominated from the right side. Katuitt's pitching staff excelled with the right-handed hitters yesterday.
Pitch misses inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Allows the pitchers to start to settle in when you're seeing multiple guys from the same side. Hyannis, on the other hand, for comparison, has 4 left-handed hitters. 2-1, swing and a miss. Hipsky chased high and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. First base occupied by Lincoln Garcia, who is hit by a pitch. Olivo sets up and fires. Hit up the middle, a chance for 2. Tailor-made. Kirk steps on second for 1. The throw to first in time. Second 6-3 double play of the day for Hyannis. And for the second straight inning, Dan puts the leadoff man on, and then all threats eliminated from the 6-3 double play.
It's just very unlucky. If you're the Gatemen, you get a runner on in both innings with no one out, and then it's the same thing, just a ground ball right to second base, and it's so easy for Kirk to just scoop it up, step on the bag, and throw to first for 2.
First pitch to Dylan Dubovic. He swings and sends it sky high to right field. JP Head comes in and makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So back-to-back innings where Kyle Olivo has surrendered the leadoff man to the base paths, but works around it and prevents any further damage. He faces the minimum in the second. We're through 2 here on Cape League TV. Hyannis holds a 5-0 edge over Wareham.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com
to learn more.
Back at Spillane Field for the first time in 2026. Hyannis leads Wareham 5-0. Welcome back. High above home plate with Dan Shalam. I'm Adam Hipsky. Harbor Hawks have dominated in the early going, and after sending 9 to the plate, Wade Walton, the starter from High Point, worked a much-needed bounce-back second frame.
Only faced 4 batters, did a nice job, only gave up some weak contact on the only single, and looking to build on that here in the 3rd.
Trying to build on it, but it's a familiar face, but not for
someone
pleasant reasons.
That gave him some trouble.
JP Head digs in from the right side, the right fielder who opened up the scoring on this Sunday evening with a 3-run blast over the left field wall. 1-0, he takes an off speed, 81 miles an hour, and the count's 1-1. Walton sets, fires. Check swing, appeal down to the first base umpire, Connor Tierney, and it's to no success for Wareham. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the top of the 3rd. Both the Harbor Hawks and the Gatemen in search of their first win of the summer. 2-1, swing and a miss. Healthy cut on the fastball at the top of the zone, and Walton back even in the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's a nice job by Walton. First 3 pitches of this at-bat, bottom of the zone, switches it up there. Nice tunneling by him.
2-2. Check swing. He did not go, and it misses just beneath the bottom rail, and the count runs full to the leadoff man in the top of the 3rd.
JP had the first team American outfielder. Outside and ball 4. Hyannis puts its leadoff man aboard.
Break there, the 5th pitch of that at bat. The walk was in there on the inside corner, but just was not called for a strike. Walton not the happiest about the decision, and now has to work against some early traffic.
In steps Trey Hossey, the first baseman, 1 for 1 with the single. He was 1 for 5 with an RBI yesterday. First pitch he takes inside for ball 1. Another left-handed hitter in this Harbor Hawks lineup. He's the only one that bats from the 5 spot and down. 3 of the 4 lefty hitters for the Harbor Hawks are within that 4 spot. Takes inside for a called strike. 1-1 on the first baseman. Walton Peyton the corners early on in this at-bat. Pitch. Tries the breaking ball and it dives in at the feet.
Just not attacking right now. He's really trying to work the outside edges here. That's what he's done in this at-bat. Hasn't gone in the zone just yet.
2-1. Hit in the air, shallow left field. Ramirez back, gets over his head for a base hit. First to third, Head makes the turn. The throw comes in late. Now the play at second, and Hossey's in there as well. So some heads-up base running from the Harbor Hawks. And Hyannis has 2 in scoring position with nobody out in the top of the third.
That's another example of this Wareham defense not helping themselves out. You have a ball that dunks into shallow left field, a runner at first. You should either have the out there at third or hit your cutoff man to the point where that runner from first can't get over to second. That one's just rough. Now you got 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out against Jason Fultz Jr.
Infield comes in, toes on the grass for the corner infielders. First pitch to Jason Fultz. Outside, it misses for ball 1.
And someone starting to get up now in that Wareham bullpen.
1 ball, no strikes, no outs, top of the third. Walton set and from the windup. Wave and a miss. Fastball and Fultz wasn't on it. One the count. Walton nods in agreement with Rogers. Delivers. Fastball at 90 miles an hour, misses outside, 2-1 the count. First base open for the rising sophomore from Clemson. Searching for his next home. After entering the transfer portal from Clemson, 2-1 called strike. Inner edge, and it's 2-2.
Clips the bottom of the zone. He's only worked at the bottom of the zone here against Fultz Jr. Going to be interesting to see if he attacks high.
2-2, first base open. The pitch. Grounded left side and foul. Slow roller. Kicked up by the third base coach, Mitch Carricker. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Walton shakes off Rogers a couple of times, comes set just above the belt. 2-2. Slider works away from the right-handed batter's box, and the count runs full. Harbor Hawks domination so far. All 5 runs in the top of the first. It was a strong start against the right-hander Wade Walton. Trying to work around some traffic here in the third. The payoff, swing and a miss. Walton has his second punch out of the game. He gets the rising sophomore from Clemson to chase on a high fastball, and now there's 1 gone.
That's a huge strikeout, and it's just what we were talking about. First 6 pitches of the at-bat, low in the zone, and then Walton decides to go high, gets the chase on the fastball, makes this situation a little bit more manageable for him.
It's the 8th hitting Jackson Miller. Left fielder heading to UCF, reached on an error his first time up. Called strike. It's a ground ball to the right side of the infield. Nowitzki, it's going to be a tough play, but launched it well to the right of the first baseman, McDonald. Infield still drawn in. The 0-1, swing and a miss.
Nice pitch there by Walton.
Ahead in the count early on Jackson Miller. Hit 304 with 22 RBIs this spring with Wake Forest. Early chance to pick up a couple this summer with 2 in scoring position. The 0-2, ground ball left side and foul.
The good thing that one went foul.
Yeah, would have been absolute trouble for Rogers and Walton, who had sprinted off the mound. So instead, Miller back in the right-handed batter's box. Trying to give Hyannis some more to its lead. Right now it sits at 5. Wareham yet to score a run this summer. Was shut out in its opener yesterday. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back punch-outs on the forwards K from Wade Walton. 2 of his 3 for the evening have come in the last 2 hitters. Now there's 2 gone in the top of the 3rd.
And it's been clutch, too. It's been when Wareham has needed it. He lets up the first 2 hitters of the inning, back-to-back punch-outs, and now you just need an out anywhere on the field to get out of this unscathed.
Taylor Kirk, a 2 RBI single, his first time up in the first. Looks at a ball outside, fastball at 90. Kirk tried to stretch the single into a double, but off the outfield assist from Jason Wax was thrown out. 1-0. Popped foul right side into the netting, and the count now 1-1 strike. Kirk, 6-foot utility man from Long Beach, California. Ready's the 1-1 as Walton collects himself and brings it down the hill. Downstairs, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Nice block there by Drew Rogers. You know, over at third base that JP Head's ready to go on a pass ball.
And super important, exactly like you said, JP Head over at third. And you've got this Hyannis team that has already taken those extra bases this inning with heads-up base running. 2-1 with 2 gone. The pitch. High chopper foul left side. Walton and Kirk even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Big pitch right here.
Kirk was in that leadoff spot yesterday, batted 9th today. Trying to get back in the groove. Had not played since May 16th with Fordham. Swings at the 2-2 and another chopped foul. Count remains even at 2-2.
And he had a couple of RBIs earlier to end off that first inning. Made it to first, tried to get over to second, was nabbed by a nice throw from Wax in right field.
2 on and 2 gone in the top of the 3rd. Hyannis leading 5-0. Walton, the pitch. Called strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs for Wade Walton. Strands 2 in scoring position for the Harbor Hawks. Keeps the lead at 5. We turn it to the home half. 8-9-1. Due up for the Gatemen when we return right here on Cape League TV.
Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit Reed Custom Soils. Back here at Spillane Field for the bottom of the third. The Gatemen still chasing that elusive first run of the summer after being blanked by the Kettleers yesterday at Lowell Field. Wareham so far yet to scratch one across. They send the 8-9-1 hitters to the plate in the bottom of the third. It's Drew Rogers, Foster Apple, and Chris Ramirez due up for Wareham. A trio of righties back out to face the starter Kyle Olivo. 6'1" right-hander from Iowa who steps off.
The music was still going, so we had to cut that off.
Yeah.
Umpire signaling, pause it.
Gatemen,
now we'll get going.
Gatemen having to face the music right now. As Rogers swings and misses. Comes up empty on the 0-1 count. Hyannis with the 5-0 lead, all 5 from that top of the first. Out of the windup, Olivo swung on, hit on the ground. Left side, Kirk squares up. Long and strong throw in time to retire the leadoff man here in the bottom of the third.
You really do have to give some credit. And I know we've been talking about Kyle Olivo a lot, but Wade Walton has settled in since that first inning. He gets hit around, but since innings, and he ends up striking out the side to end off the third inning. That's a bounce-back performance. He's giving his offense a chance here. Wareham just needs to get something going.
Foster Apple hitting ninth today, the left fielder from Stetson in the transfer portal. His first pitch that he sees today is a ball, 88-mile-an-hour fastball in the dirt, 1-0. Came in to pinch hit yesterday in Cotuit, was hit by a pitch, but plenty of experience right there in the right-handed batter's box. Started 100 games with the Hatters across 2 seasons. 1-0, fouled straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 down with the bases clear. Apple swung it at a 293 clip for Stetson this past spring. Readies it over the right shoulder. Wide open stance. Pitch is spiked in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. Gatemen with the bases clear. 2-1 from Olivo. Oh, and it comes in at the helmet of Apple. Gets him in the left ear. He sheds the helmet quickly. And Kyle Olivo hasn't allowed a ton of contact, but he hasn't had great command over his pitches. That's the third batter that he has hit today. We're in the bottom of the third.
It's clearly something about the righties. All 3 of the guys that he's hit have been right-handed hitters, and they've all been up and in. So the first ended up hitting Caden McDonald on the arm. The second one hit Lincoln Garcia on the wrist, and then this one comes all the way in and hits Foster Apple in the head. So there's clearly something about when he's pitching to a righty that's getting in his head a little bit, but the free base runner.
Apple greeted over at first base by first base coach Nate Ewing.
Just got to avoid the double play here if you're Wareham. That has been really the cause of the lack of production the past 2 innings.
Ramirez stands on the right side. His first pitch he takes. Downstairs for ball 1. Ramirez singled to lead this game off, and then Jason Wax, who currently resides in the on-deck circle, grounded into a double play to the shortstop. And in the second inning, Lincoln Garcia hit by a pitch, as you just mentioned, Dan. Nate Nowitzki grounded into a double play to the shortstop. 1-0, a called strike. Now Apple aboard from getting hit by a pitch. Ramirez trying to avoid grounding into a double play. Did ground out to the shortstop twice yesterday and could to it. 1-1 the count with one away and a runner on first. Ramirez swings. Right side. 1-2 the count. Ramirez, mentioned it earlier, strikes out at a very, very low number. Just 6% this spring with Cal Baptist. Apple shuffles off the bag at first. 1-2, one gone. Olivo from the stretch. Popped foul right side. Ramirez stays alive.
You can keep that foul ball, courtesy of attorney Glenn Hannington, his daughter Tennis, and his grandsons Chase and Wyatt.
Ramirez back in the Wareham lineup, hit .380 with the Gatemen last summer across 17 games. And then this spring just really dominated for the Lancers. Hit .389, broke the Cal Baptist single season hits record. At 98, gets rung up there on the 1-2, back pick to first. Apple in time. Second strikeout of the day for Kyle Olivo. First one of the backwards K variety, and now there's two away in the bottom of the third.
Ramirez did not like that call, although it was the right call. Just breaking ball, bottom of the plate, a little bit on the outside corner. It catches it, and there's two down.
Jason Wax grounded into a double play his first time up. Steps in the left-handed batter's box. First pitch that he sees from Kyle Olivo this time around is up and away for ball one, 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
It just kind of seems like if you're this Wareham offense, kind of like basketball, you just need to see one go through the hoop at this point, want to come across the plate. They've been getting hits, they've been getting runners on, but just haven't had that hit to bring someone home yet.
Wax 0 for 4 with a strikeout yesterday, 0 for 1 today. 1-0. Breaking ball, dives downstairs, and Wax ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Right fielder, and the check on first. Apple back safely. Foster Apple did steal 3 bases this spring with Stetson. Capable of swiping the extra bag. The 2-0. Fastball outside, 3 balls, no strikes. And that's something that Wareham didn't really embrace yesterday, but maybe something to monitor as this season progresses. If run production continues to be an issue, how can you generate the offense? Bunting, stealing bases, hit and runs. 3-1, a called strike.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Adam. If Jason Wax can work a walk here, perfect opportunity for Caden McDonald, who has been Wareham's best hitter so far, to really get something going.
3-1 the count. Olivo sets up, runner on the move. The pitch high, ball 4, so the throwdown does not matter. Said Apple was safe regardless, but a 5-pitch walk to Jason Wax, and Wareham's in business for the first time today. The Gatemen have 2 aboard.
Just what you want to see if you are the...
So Caden McDonald's day is done after being hit by a pitch. He did continue to run the bases, but
that is cause for concern.
Absolutely. When you talk about a guy that Wareham was very excited about, it's Tony Lira, the pinch hitter, but Caden McDonald, second team from Florida, gets hit by a pitch his first time up.
Attention, please. Pitch
Was 2 for 4 yesterday with a double, responsible for a third of the Gatemen's hits, and now it's Tony Lira for Wareham today.
Probably the player you wanted the least out of anyone to have to leave this game. Caden McDonald has been seeing the ball well, reaching base a fair amount of the time, and clearly saw pitch where he's no longer in the ball game.
Lira was 1 for 3. A seamless transition defensively for the Gatemen. Pitch skips away from the catcher Imberry, rolls to the backstop, and the Gatemen have two in scoring position. Both Apple and Wax advance the 90 feet.
And this now feels like yesterday, where you had runners at second and third base, but there was always 2 outs on the board, and it didn't seem like Wareham could break through. This is a huge chance. Lira off the bench as a pinch hitter. He needs to deliver here for this team.
Lira singled his first time up yesterday. A single now with 2 away could give Wareham its first 2 runs of the season. He cuts and misses at the 1-0 pitch. Count now 1-1 with 2 gone. The Gatemen have been outscored 10-0 so far in these 2 games combined. Trying to claw its way back into this one. Down 5-0. The 1-1. Breaking ball outside. Ball 2.
Yesterday, Lira had a single and was hit by a pitch in both of those instances. He got over to third base, so he, more than anyone, wants to bring a couple of runners home.
Hit .336 with the Wildcats this spring. 2-1. Fouled straight back. Underneath the 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and the count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the third, still facing the starter Kyle Olivo out of Iowa. Steps out, regroups. Walks back into the right side. First base is open if Olivo wants to pitch around to the pinch hitter, Lira. 2-2. Slider downstairs. Count runs full. First base open, so runners not on the move for Tony Lira. After Caden McDonald started the game, was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Came back into the field, played defense for the Gatemen, but Ryan Smythe electing to play it safe here in game 2 of 40 in the summer of 2026. The 3-2 is skied right side and out of play.
And that's the right play. You hope that Caden McDonald's okay. It's only game number 2. There's plenty of time left in the season. You'd rather him be healthy for the rest of this Cape Cod Baseball League season than something worse happen here. Welcome back to Spillane Field. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. Wareham Gatemen down 5-0 to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks here at Spillane Field. And it was both these teams losing yesterday as well. The Gatemen falling 5-0 to Katuitt. But around the league also Hyannis falling 9-7. Chatham falling to Bourne 5-1. An 8-5 win for Falmouth in the opener, or an 11-4 in the opener, and the YD Red Sox getting it done 8-5 over the Harwich Mariners.
Yeah, an exciting day, and Brewster, who came from behind to beat Hyannis yesterday, now on the wrong side of a no-hitter today. Falmouth pitching a no-no so far in the 8th inning today. Monitor that one as Night number 2 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season is underway.
And we got a new pitcher on the bump here for Wareham. It's Jackson Hoyt into the game. For the first time this season, the 6'3", 210 lefty out of Florida, who has a pitch mix of a fastball, changeup, and slider, looks to bring some more stability to the mound after Wade Walton let up 5 runs in the first. He'll face the top of the order to start off against Henry Zenor, and the first pitch misses for ball 1.
Third time today that the center fielder has led off for the Harbor Hawks.
Hoyt deals a 1-0, misses outside. This past season, a 13.50 ERA for Florida in 7 appearances. Now, given the ERA is high, he only pitched 7 1/3. So looking to get some more length here with the Gatemen and bring those numbers down. He misses outside, has not thrown a strike here so far in his outing. It's 3-0.
3-pitch mix, fastball, changeup, slider. Just needs to locate 6 walks, 8 strikeouts this spring for the Gators.
A 3-0 misses high and away, so it's a 4-pitch walk to the Hyannis leadoff man. And it'll bring Charlie Bates, the second baseman, to the plate.
From Stanford.
This is the top of the order for Hyannis, and it's the 1-2 punch that hasn't done a ton of damage today. Bates was 0 for 2, struck out, and Wareham has had success.
And how about that? A little bit of a pickoff right there. Gets him sleeping over there at first base. And guess what? Lyra came into this game, applies the tag, and yesterday he did the exact same thing when Garrett Lambert was on the bump. So back-to-back pickoffs for this Wareham Gatemen pitching staff.
Well, that's something that they've excelled in early on here in 2026, and hey, it works.
Bates cuts. Is not called for going around, so it is a 1-0 count after Zener was caught leaning off of first base. Bates so far in this game 0 for 2. Struck out in the first and then flew out into left in the second. That pitch catches the top of the zone, so no balls and 2 strikes now against Bates. And Wade Walton leaving this game with 5 runs, 3 earned, 3 innings pitched, 6 hits, couple of walks, and 4 strikeouts. Not the best outing for him, but He did bounce back after the first inning.
Well, certainly, and a little bit of frustration, too, because had his third out in the first inning down to a 2-strike count, gave Imberry a pitch to hit, and then once the catcher smacked a double, couldn't retire the next 6 hitters for the Harbor Hawks.
And that's where it all went crashing down. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count here to Charlie Bates, the sophomore from Stanford. The lefty Hoyt deals. Pitch is fouled back to the screen. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wareham had a chance to score its first runs of the 2026 season in that bottom of the third. Had runners at second and third with 2 outs, but Lyra ends up striking out looking.
Yeah, that was the story yesterday. 12 left on, 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. The opportunities were certainly there. They just couldn't capitalize.
Another foul off by Charlie Bates. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hyannis won here in the season opener last season, 7-2, and currently on track to win their first game here at Spillane Field. Once again, leading things 5-0 in the top of the 4th. Hoyt looks in, gets the sign, winds, and fires. Misses off the plate, and the count has gone full.
And not the kind of sequencing you want from Jackson Hoyt. After issuing the 4-pitch walk, then the threat eliminated, and then got ahead in the count 0-2, and then now 3 balls.
The payoff gets a swing and a miss for strike 3 on Charlie Bates. 2 down here in the top of the 4th.
That's big. Goes with the fastball. Tries to work it away from Bates just a little bit, and now the second baseman is punched out for the second time today.
Looking for a clean start. He did walk the first batter, but picked him off over at first base, so no harm, no foul there John Embury, the catcher at the plate now, he has been dominant so far today. 2 for 2, a double, came around to score in the first, and then a single in the second.
It's Cape Cod debut, too.
First pitch, high and away, ball 1. And Embury had a fantastic season this past year at Florida Gulf Coast, was the ASUN Player of the Year, batting .369. And quickly got into the portal, transfers to Florida, so he stays in the Sunshine State as this one skips in the dirt, gets out of the way. It's 2-0.
Durability is so impressive on this guy, especially when you look at how much of a fit he's going to be for Hyannis. Played 52 games for Florida Gulf Coast this spring and started in all 52 of them, which you just don't really see from catchers. We talk about 40 games in such quick succession. Will be big.
Takes the off speed in the middle of the plate, and especially to catch all those games, but not just be good behind the dish, but at the same time crush it in the batter's box. It's becoming more of a rarity in today's game of baseball. The 2-1 just misses on the outside corner. The count goes to 3-1.
Not a guy you want to get behind right here. Talk about John Embury. It's 2 for 2 today, extra base hit, plenty of pop off the bat. Don't want to give him a pitch to hit.
3-1. Misses down low, so Embury works the 5-pitch walk. It's the second base on balls of the inning. That brings the cleanup man, Caden Miller, to the dish.
2 outs was where Hyannis did all of its damage in the first inning. Started with John Embury, and then after that, Miller and the 3-run shot from J.P. Head that broke this game open. Now Hoyt trying to battle back.
And J.P. Head does wait on deck, but first it's Miller's turn at the plate. Cuts on the first pitch for a strike. And Miller, another guy just as talented as the guy over on first base, Embury. Miller this past season, a .370 average, was a first-team all-conference player at UTSA down there at the Lone Star State. Oh, 1 pitch. Misses outside. Rogers skippers over to it. 1 ball and 1 strike. For Jackson Hoyt on the mound, he's the southpaw going into his sophomore season. He was the number 21 overall player in Florida and the number 2 left-handed pitcher in the Florida recruiting class. Struggled a little bit to find his footing with the Gators, but looking to establish that dominance here with Wareham, and he's worked himself into a 1-2 strike count.
Just surrendered the free pass to his future teammate, John Embury, now trying to keep him close to the bag at first. Not a huge base-stealing threat, but still an advantage with a left-handed pitcher.
Lefty on lefty. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Lined out into center field. Right there to get it is Dubovic. So Jackson Hoyt works a clean inning as a Wareham Gateman. It's still 5-0 Hyannis, though, as we head to the bottom of the 4th. You're watching Wareham Gatemen baseball on Cape League TV.
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting finance.
We're here back on Cape League TV, and just behind me are Wareham Gatemen fans here for the home opener with Hyannis and the Gatemen. And for the Gatemen, it's more than just 9 innings of entertainment in the inside. Just before in the pregame, commemorating for the special day of Flag Day, we had so many things going on. There was a flyover by the Coast Guard. There was an appearance by the Junior ROTC and the Minutemen Militia. And talking to Gateman President Matt Merrick, he had said that it's so important to be community oriented. That's our priority. And as Commissioner Cup current holders, they're looking to get that again this summer. Back to you guys.
Thanks, CeCe. Was fun pregame festivities here at Spillane. Always great to have a little flyover in action, and great to be back here in Wareham for the 99th season of summer baseball.
Flyover, home opener, and doesn't get much better than that, Dan. I mean, if you really want to talk, get into the nitty-gritty of it, obviously I'm sure these fans want to see Gatemen get a couple of runs. So far, I haven't had much success at the plate.
Hitter in the box. He struck out in the first inning. It's 4-5-6 due up here for the Gatemen in the bottom of the fourth. Still Kyle Olivo on the bump for the Harbor Hawks, and he has been fantastic. Just one hit given up so far in 3 innings of work. Misses upstairs, and the count goes to 3-1. Kersey was a pinch hitter in yesterday's game, struck out. And that one struck out here today, looking to break that spell, but he cuts and misses for strike 2, and the count goes full.
Plenty of power in this bat. Got to pinch hit yesterday. There's a reason he's batting fourth today, a very capable left-handed stick, but there's no success so far.
Payoff pitch, chases outside, and it's a strikeout to start things off here in the bottom of the fourth for Kyle Olivo.
3 of the last 4 hitters that Olivo has faced, he has sat down on the punch-out. For Kersey, not the start to the summer you want, 0 for 3.
The silver sombrero as of right now for him. Lincoln Garcia steps in. The third baseman was hit by a pitch in the second inning. He's one of 3 Gatemen that was hit so far here tonight. Caden McDonald left the game after being hit by the pitch. He stayed in for defense but did not come up for his second at-bat of the game. And then Foster in the 9-hole today also got hit, and we suspect that he will come up. He was hit in the head in the bottom of the third. Pitch misses in the bottom of the zone, 2-0. Olivo has really not gotten into trouble that much in this game in that third. At second and third, but that was with the 2 outs, and he Lira to get out of that jam and is sailing pretty smoothly here in the fourth, but that has been a problem for him. The righty on righty, off speed up high, is where he's hit the 3 batters tonight.
Yeah, obviously it's just an issue, and you see this within summer baseball. It's guys trying to work on their secondary pitches. How can you land that curveball, that changeup for strikes? And so far today, in those situations, like you mentioned, Dan, Olivo has struggled with that pitch in that situation. That's what Iowa sent him here to do, was to work on that. You just have to take those steps in the right direction over the course of a summer.
3-1 pitch catches the bottom of the zone, and the count goes full. Back-to-back full counts to start off this bottom of the fourth, and Olivo looking for back-to-back strikeouts. Would be 3 in a row if you go back to last inning.
It's really started to get into a groove after putting those 2 in scoring position.
Payoff is chopped away by Garcia. We'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Not the start to the season that Wareham has wanted. Still no runs plated in now what has been 12 1/3 innings. Olivo comes set at the belt, gets his sign, starts his windup. Here's the pitch. Off speed on the inside part of the plate, and Garcia just fights it off. And once again, we'll do it at 3-2.
I don't think Garcia liked strike 2 I think that's kind of forced him to maybe be a little bit more aggressive when it comes to protecting the plate, and that time felt like he was really riding downstairs. Just wanted to stay alive in this 2-strike count.
Olivo's attacked him on the outside part of the plate, came inside that time. Let's see what he does right here on a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Off-speed, middle of the plate, and Garcia just flies it into center field. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th.
Nice job, nice at bat from Garcia, just not the end result that you want, trying to work into the count as deep as possible, see as many pitches as possible, but Olivo just continues to mow down these hitters, still just 1 hit from the Wareham order.
He is on cruise control right now. The last 3 hitters all have been retired by Olivo. First pitch here to Nate Nowitzki, misses outside. He grounded into a 6-3 double play back in the 2nd. And the Gatemen overall in this game have grounded into 2. The 1-0. Popped up into shallow right field. That one's going to dunk in there for a base hit. Nowitzki's going for 2. He's going to make it there with no throw. It's a stand-up double for Nate Nowitzki. And the Gatemen have a runner into scoring position with 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th.
You'll take it. Doesn't matter with 2 outs. Wareham had 2 outs last inning, and they put 2 in scoring position. It's just what do they do now that they have made it there? And this is a guy that's certainly capable of bringing him home. Responsible for a third of Wareham's hits yesterday. It's down to Bovic with a chance to bring in a guy that's making his Gateman debut.
Dubovic, 30 runs batted in this past season with Miami. And looking back-to-back innings where has position with 2 outs. Olivo comes set. Here's the pitch. Catches the outside part of the plate. A nice strong fastball to against the center fielder. Nowitzki over at second after his double, making up for that double play that he hit into in the 2nd inning. 0-1. Chopped over to the left side. Fultz Jr. throws across in time. And that will end the bottom of the 4th. A nice play by Fultz Jr. at the hot corner. So the Gatemen strand 1 runner over at second. That's back-to-back innings where they have left runners in scoring position. Still a 5-0 Hyannis lead as we head to the 5th here on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
There's a ride for
5th inning here at Spillane Field. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky as the Gatemen trail the Harbor Hawks 5-0. Still Jackson Hoyt out there on the bump for the Gatemen, and he pitched a clean top half of the 4th, looking to replicate here against the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Harbor Hawks lineup. Start off with the right fielder J.P. Head, who's 1 for 1 today with a walk, and that one being the 3-run blast he had all the way back in the first inning. Harbor Hawks put all 5 of their runs up on the board in that first, and since then it's been zeros across the board for both sides. First pitch of the inning from Hoyt is smacked into left field, but that one goes foul. Head put some good wood on it, and it's a no ball, 1 strike count.
It's a dangerous hitter and a guy that you don't love being up at the start of an inning. Has reached both times, plenty of power, can hit for contact as well.
Maybe it's better to get him out of the way while no one's on the base paths.
Just hope the way that you get him off the base paths doesn't buy the big fly like he did in the first inning.
Certainly. He has reached base, though, in both at-bats in this game and has made it over to third in the third inning as well. Off speed from Hoyt catches the outside part of the plate, and now a chance for him to attack in a 1-2 count.
We talked about it earlier with guys coming into summer ball with the objective of trying to start landing those secondary pitches for strikes, and that's exactly what Hoyt's trying to do. Steady dosage of the changeup and the slider here to this Hyannis order started to settle in his first inning of work.
Faced just 4 batters in that fourth, 2 walks, picked off the leadoff man, though, from that fourth inning. Helped himself out a little bit. 2-2 pitch misses out in the left-handed batter's box, and the count goes full. Hoyt would be okay issuing the free pass here to such a powerful hitter like J.P. Head. The payoff pitch runs inside, and it is a walk to lead off this 5th inning. Back-to-back innings where the Harbor Hawks have had their leadoff hitter aboard.
Yeah, not great. When you talk about this Wareham pitching staff, Wade Walton was a big pitch-to-contact guy. Over 50% of his at-bats ended in ground balls this past spring in High Point. Hoyt not quite as much of a pitch-to-contact guy, but still someone that you don't want to just put guys on with 4 balls.
Throws a nice fastball to Trey Hawsey to start things off. Head over at first with nobody down here in the top of the 5th inning on opening day at Spillane Field. A 1, chopped to the right side, foul. No balls and 2 strikes for Jackson Hoyt, who does have a strikeout in this game. That came against Charlie Bates in the top of the 4th.
We talked about yesterday how hard it is for this Wareham lineup, rather the Wareham pitching staff, to get into a rhythm when you just can't pitch with any run support. It's kind of playing supportive baseball, trying to have the offense help the defense help the offense. So far, it hasn't really been all that complimentary if you're Wareham. And once again, it's a long season. It's game 2 of 40, but, you know, as opposed to in the major leagues where you're playing 162 games, a 40-game season is much more of a sprint.
Nice job there by Hoyt. He gets Hawsey swinging, and that means that Jason Fultz Jr. will head to the dish with 1 down and a runner at first here in the top of the 5th.
So, you know, every game, you know, regardless of level, is going to be important. But 40 games in a baseball season, when you're battling for positioning each and every day, you know, each one matters.
It's an absolute sprint. Ground ball over to Ramirez in the hole. He throws to second. They'll get the lead runner. Fultz Jr. will make it over to first. But a nice play there by Ramirez to pick it out of the hole and get the lead runner.
Conference Defensive Player of the Year. We saw him make an error yesterday, but bounces back there. A tough play. Snags it on the backhand, goes to second for 1. To have the wherewithal to still know you have the time to cut down the lead runner. Keep someone out of scoring position for Hyannis, already holding this 5-0 lead, but don't want to prevent it from getting any more. The Gatemen pitching staff has done a nice job keeping it there.
Another chance for Hoyt to keep this a 5-0 game against Jackson Miller, the left fielder. First pitch is called a strike on the inside part of the plate. Miller 0 for 2, reached on an E4 in the first inning, and eventually came around to score. He was the 5th run of this game, and then struck out in the 3rd. A nice pitch there by Hoyt gets him swinging, tipped into the mitt. No balls and 2 strikes, 1 pitch away from keeping this a 5-0 game here in the top of the 5th.
Liking the confidence that Hoyt has. Obviously not every pitch has landed, but not afraid to attack hitters here trying to get ahead in counts.
The 0-2 bounces off the leg of Miller, and that is an unfortunate break if you were Jackson Hoyt. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and ends up plunking Miller on the left foot.
Right on time. Say I like the confidence, say I like how he's attacking hitters. Attacked him a little too close there. Gives the free pass, and now you got to work back to an even count. This Hyannis lineup, talked about it time and time again, doesn't really let up anywhere.
No, it does not. Taylor Kirk into the box, 1 for 2 here tonight. Looking to cause some damage with 2 outs with runners at first and second. The first pitch is hit over to the left side to Ramirez. He gloves will take the short route over to second. And Hoyt, small jam here in the top of the 5th. Keeps this game 5-0. Wareham coming to bat. They've got 8, 9, and 1 set to come to the dish on the other side. You're watching Wareham Gatemen Baseball on Cape League TV.
Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen cleanup on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit Reed Custom Soils.
Bottom of the 5th here in Wareham as the Gatemen still trail the Harbor Hawks 5-0. And Adam, we've seen some familiar faces so far this season for Wareham, but also some newcomers as well. A couple in particular, Jason Wax, you look at Lyra, Hamilton, these guys have been getting in the mix so far for the Gatemen.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tony Lyra got the start at first base yesterday and then relieving Caden McDonald after being hit by a pitch today. Certainly showed some promise. RJ Hamilton not say at the plate, not the day that he would have wanted to open up the season, but showed some spectacular flashes defensively. And then Wax, saw it right there, heading to the SEC, playing for LSU. Certainly a lot to be excited about. When you look at this roster on paper, it's just everyone trying to get their footing early on in 2026 and trying to turn the spring numbers and turn them into summer numbers.
Someone that just did that was Kyle Olivo. A brilliant outing from him for the Harbor Hawks. 4 innings, 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and a strikeout. Sebastian Lippman out of the pen to relieve him here in the bottom of the 5th. And the first batter he will face is Drew Rogers, who fouls it straight back to the screen. Lippman, the 6'1", 193-pound lefty, went to Georgia Tech and then ended up transferring out. He spent his season with Florida Gulf Coast and did a nice job with 35 and a third innings pitched with 46 strikeouts this past season, the most strikeouts out of any FGCU reliever. We'll try and follow up what was a great outing for Olivo. 1 ball, 1 strike here to the catcher, Drew Rogers.
When you look at the Wareham's day yesterday, it was the starter that didn't have the most success, and then the relievers were spectacular against the Gatemen lineup. Maybe today Wareham can flip the switch. Now they see a new arm after not really getting to Kyle Olivo, trying to break a dent into that 0 on the scoreboard, which they saw for all 9 innings yesterday, and are seeing it so far here on the 5th.
This is the first outing of the season for Lippman, who only gave up 2 runs one time in 2026. That was the maximum amount of runs he let up in a single inning all season long. So Hyannis turning to one of their more high-leverage arms here in the top of the 5th. It's a 2 ball, 2 strike count to Drew Rogers, who grounded out over to short for his first trip to the plate in the 3rd. Lippman comes set. Now deals. Cut on and missed. 4 strike 3. Drew Rogers goes down swinging, and there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
3-pitch mix. Fastball, slider, curveball. That fastball sits in the low to mid 90s. Plenty of cut, a little bit of ride on it. Uses it about a 70% rate. So Wareham can certainly sit on the fastball, you would imagine. Doesn't make it any easier to hit.
Foster Apple at the dish takes a first pitch strike at the top of the zone, and that's what makes a guy like Lippman so effective, is that cutting action on the fastball. Makes it really hard for hitters, especially righties, to keep up. Here's the 0-1. Misses on the outside part of the plate, and he only has 3 pitches. It's just a fastball and the curve, like you mentioned, but that gives him the ability to really make all those pitches in that arsenal really quality, and that's what makes him effective out there on the bump. First at bat of the season in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Verge of back-to-back here against Foster Apple.
And talk about Wareham hitters kind of sitting on pitches. Plenty of right-handed hitters for Wareham. He hardly throws the curveball to righties. It's mostly all fastball and slider.
1-2. There is the slider. It misses just outside, but you can see what he's trying to do. Throw it across the body of these righties and force the chase.
Yeah, keeps that curveball to less than 1% to righties. Doesn't want to give anyone in the right-handed batter's box hanging, breaking balls something to hit out of the park. Mostly all fastball, all slider.
2-2. Got him swinging for strike 3. It's back-to-back Ks to start off the season for Sebastian Lippman, and there's 2 down in the bottom of the 5th.
And pretty good start if you're the reliever from Florida Gulf Coast. Throwing to his former teammate, Barry, who's already in and out of the transfer portal from Florida Gulf Coast, but those two certainly on the same page early on, and Barry knows what the righty likes. The righty's delivering.
Top of the order, shortstop Chris Ramirez at the plate. Takes the first pitch up high. Ramirez tonight 1 for 2. Had a single in the first inning before he had to leave the base paths because of a 6-3 double play that Jason Wax hit into. The 1-0. Skied into shallow right field, coming on his head. He can't make the play. That ball drops. Goal for Chris Ramirez.
Great bounce-back game from Ramirez. Hitless yesterday, 0 for 3. Did draw a couple of walks. Showed good plate discipline. But today, outside of the strikeout in the 3rd when he went down looking, he's fought off a couple of two-strike pitches, worked deep in the counts, found something that he liked both times around, and this time, just a little flare shot out to right field, perfectly placed. Get on the base paths.
Brings up the 2-hole hitter, Jason Wax. Just transferred to LSU today from Tulane. Let's give a check over on Ramirez. Wax so far in this game is 0 for 1, grounded into the double play in the first inning, and then walked in the third. Made it over to second base, runner in scoring position for the Gatemen, but couldn't be brought home.
We talked about trying to find a way where Wareham can start to get on the board, manufacture some offense. A couple of times the Gatemen have put a runner on, but it's been with 2 outs. Hard to work someone around the base paths when you get on with 2 outs. Right now it's Ramirez. Can't lay a bunt. Obviously you can try to steal a base, move them into scoring position, but you don't really have as much flexibility with 2 down.
A big cut and a miss from Wax. And that's been the problem. Just have not been able to put the ball really into play when runners are in scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike count to the right fielder, Wax.
And that was the difference yesterday in Katuitt. At least the Kettleers were putting pressure on the defense, and they forced the Gatemen to make mistakes.
Wareham had 4 errors in that game and have 1 here tonight. That came back in the first inning, allowed Hyannis to plate a couple of runs.
Yeah, Katuitt 4 runs in the 8th inning, and they were all just because they were soft ground balls, and they put pressure on the defense and made Wareham make mistakes. It's obviously on the Gatemen to avoid those miscues, but yesterday when Wareham struck out 14 times doesn't help.
Ramirez on the go. This pitch is grounded over to first base. Halsey steps on the bag, and no issue for the Harbor Hawks here in the bottom of the 5th. Another 0. Make that 14 straight innings for the Gatemen to start off the 2026 season without a run. 5-0 headed to the 6th here on Cape League TV.
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting finance.
6th inning here at Spillane Field. Still, the Gatemen without a run here to start off this 2026 season. Hyannis in the lead, 5-0. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. A new arm onto the bump for the Gatemen. It's Ethan Bioto to take the place of Jackson Hoyt here on the top of the 6th.
Yeah, you certainly like him. Right-hander from Tennessee. Originally from South Lake, Texas, 4-pitch mix, primarily relies on that sinker. Nearly 70% of the time he tosses it from the right hand. Slider, fastball at just 7% and a changeup as well for the righty from Tennessee. Top 15 guy out of high school from the state of Texas, went to Tennessee. They trusted him in a lot of situations, gave him 2 starts, 15 appearances across 23 and a third innings of work. Allowed about a .236 opposing batting average and a 3-0 record for Bioto.
Jackson Hoyt The rising sophomore leaves the game with 2 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Exactly what you wanted if you were Jackson Hoyt. Zanor takes a first pitch strike here to start off things in the 6th.
Gotta like it if you're Wareham. Yesterday it was the 8th inning that they really struggled and let things slip away. Today it was the 1st inning. But since then, a bunch of scoreless frames for the Gatemen. Just trying to get that run support. Starting to get some energy into the park. This offense yet to play to run.
Ground ball over to second. Nowitzki gloves. He throws to first in time. A quick first out for Ethan Bioto. Appearance here this summer for the Gatemen.
Good start. Smooth. Command the zone. Trying to keep these hitters off balance. Got that sinker, plenty of velocity on it. Kind of sink down in the zone. Dip on hitters at the last second.
Charlie Bates, the second baseman in the box. 0 for 3 tonight. First pitch from Bioto. Cut and a miss for strike 1. Bates is the only member of this Hyannis Harbor Hawks team to not reach base here tonight. Everyone else has either made it by way of a fielder's choice, walk, hit, and he's down 0-2 here to Bioto.
Huge opportunity for Ethan Bioto. Rising sophomore, showed plenty of flashes as a first-year guy at Tennessee, playing against elite competition, and now to do it for Ryan Smythe's group over the summer.
0-2 chopped in front of the plate. Bioto thought about fielding it, but it ends up being Rogers, and he doesn't get it to first in time. A little bit of miscommunication there between Rogers and Bioto leads to an infield single.
Yeah, either way, whoever takes it there, I think they both probably had equal rights to it. A, you have to call the other person off, and B, the difference was whoever fielded it didn't have the full head of steam. Both of them got one point or another. Rogers charged. He was a little bit hesitant. Bioto maybe thought he didn't have a good enough read on it. Then he gave way and got put on his heels. So Rogers, I think originally, if he could have charged it with a full head of steam, might not have had him, but certainly had a better chance than what he did.
John Embury grounds the first pitch foul. The 3-hole hitter has been magnificent tonight for the Harbor Hawks. A double in the first, single in the second, and a walk in the fourth. Reached base all 3 times he's come to the plate. Looking to Ethan Bioto, appearance of the summer for the Gatemen. Heading over to second was Bates, but the ball goes out of play. So he'll head back to first. And it's a no-ball, 2-strike count for Ethan Bioto to work with.
And with Tony Lira trying to the base runner at first. There's a large hole on the right side of the infield. So Hyannis trying to place a hit and run down. Nowitzki and Ramirez back with their heels on the grass in double play depth.
Here's the 0-2. Got him looking. A big strikeout for Ethan Bioto here in the top of the 6th.
Excellent pitch. Backdoor slider. Put it on him, try and force him to make a play. But instead works around it. Strong start to Bioto, and an opportunity for him that can span much longer than just 1 inning. We talked about it at Tennessee, got 2 starts. As Ryan Smythe tries to figure out, start to put all of the puzzle pieces together with this Wareham pitching staff. No role solidified. There are plenty of guys that come over from their spring season for the Gatemen that were relievers that need to start to work into starter roles.
Pitches line straight back to Bioto. He picks it up, flips over to the bag. And the Gatemen put up another 0. Ever since the first inning, they have been great. That is 5 scoreless since that first. But still a 5-0 game as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Wareham looks to get its first run of the season on the other side here on Cape League TV.
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting finance.
Sun starting to set here at Spillane Field as the Hyannis Harbor Hawks are in front of the Wareham Gatemen 5-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. A beautiful night for opening night here at Spillane Field. Wareham falling on the road yesterday 5-0 to Katuitt, find themselves in a similar spot here in the home opener, trailing by 5. It's 3-4-5 due up here for the Gatemen in the bottom of the 6th. It'll start with Tony Lira. He came into this game in the 3rd inning. Caden McDonald started at first base, was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning, and then Lira replaced him when he was supposed to come up for a second at bat in the 3rd. Up into right field, coming in to try and make the play his head. He single for Tony Lira here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, great start for Tony Lira. Had an opportunity earlier with a couple of runners on. Came up empty, but that time starts out the 6th inning strong. Heart of the order for Wareham, a chance to start to scratch and claw and get one across.
Someone that wants to scratch and claw out of a little bit of a mini slump to start the season here is Braden Kersey. Yep. 3 trips to the dish so far for him, 3 strikeouts. Looking to come up in a big way here for the Gatemen in the bottom of the 6th. Lippman still on the bump for Hyannis. Did a nice job in the 5th in his first inning of relief. Faced just 4 batters with a pair of strikeouts. Steals a first. Lippman comes set with Lira over at first. Check on him, and a nice job there by Hossie to just become a goalie at first base. That one was spiked over there, but keeps it in front of it.
World Cup going on right now. Maybe he's been watching a couple of the games.
Little Manuel Neuer highlights.
Yeah,
nice 7-1 win for Germany.
Trying to stop one
this afternoon over Curacao. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Lippman. Part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike.
We talked about trying to generate some offense, work some guys around, swipe a bag, maybe lay a bunt down. This isn't really the part of the order for Wareham where you can do that. Kersey up right now, Lincoln Garcia on deck. It's after those two we start to get to some more speed.
Ball chopped over to the right side. It is foul. High play in order there. But luckily for Kersey and the Gatemen, trickles just to the right side of the first base line. We'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kersey, the 6'1", 205 junior, out of Mercer, just transferred to Tennessee just over a week ago, and rightfully so, at 21 bombs with a 3. Was a first-team Southern Conference player. Looking to do some damage here against Lippman. The pitch over the plate, popped up out of play towards the Gateman dugout on the third base side. Count stays at 1-2. And Hyannis both losing in their respective openers yesterday and looking for a bounce back here tonight to get the first win of the season, but the Gatemen looking to spark some momentum here in the 6th. 1-2 offering. It was down the middle. CeCe couldn't catch up. A swing and a miss for strike 3, and there's one down.
Slow start continues for Braden CeCe. Another strikeout. Trying to work a guy around. Mentioned it earlier, putting pressure on the defense, making Hyannis make plays. 10 teams in action yesterday on opening day. 8 made errors. Hyannis, one of the. This is a defense that hasn't played together. When you have chances like that, come up empty, can't put a ball in play, you lose that opportunity.
Lincoln Garcia at the dish, fouled the first pitch foul. No ball, 1 strike. Lyra still over at first after CeCe went down swinging. 0-1. Checks his swing. Was called a strike. So the count quickly creeps to 0-2. And Gatemen have been striking out a lot here tonight. Their number is up to 7, and they struck out 14 times yesterday against Catuit. A quick check at first over on Lyra, nothing doing over there. Garcia had 2 of those strikeouts yesterday against the Kettleers. Looking to avoid that here in this plate appearance. He's 0 for 1 tonight. The pitch. Checks his swing. Does he go around? Yes, he does. Sets the first plate up Connor Tierney. And back-to-back strikeouts for Sebastian Lippman. Puts 2 down on the board for the Gatemen. And now with 2 outs, Nate Nowitzki trots to the plate.
Pure domination from Lippman. It's a nice job by Tony Lyra to get on base, but since then, outside of that, really, it's just been domination after domination.
The second baseman batting from the left-handed side, trying to spark some momentum with 2 down, takes a first pitch strike on the outer half of the plate. Strikeouts have been becoming a problem now for the Gatemen. They're up to 8 tonight and 14 yesterday. Just not putting the ball in play. Not putting pressure on the defense like you were just talking about. The 0-1. Fouled back to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. A chance for Sebastian Lippman to get 3 punch-outs in a row and end off this bottom of the 6th.
And you never really know, heading into a summer, what your strengths and what your weaknesses are. And early on yesterday, it felt like the Gatemen's strength was going to be offense, getting runners on, pushing them into scoring position, but then that was where things really started to stall for Wareham. Today, there hasn't really been an abundance of getting guys around the base paths either.
0-2 is fouled off of the mitt of Embury. Takes a quick trot around home plate. Do it again at 0-2. Lippman, the leader in the locker room for Hyannis, strikeout-wise heading into the summer, because he was FGCU's strikeout leader and already has 4 here tonight, looking for number 5. The 0-2. Nowitzki stays alive. The 5'11", 200-pound lefty out of Arizona, who batted just a tick below 300 this past season, was good enough to earn him Big 12 freshman team honors. And looking to continue that success here in Wareham. He had a double the last time he was at the dish in the 2nd, and the Gatemen could certainly use something like that again here in this spot.
2 outs, runners on the move, extra bases could score him.
Lippman fires, and Nowitzki chases. That's 3 strikeouts in a row to end off the 6th for Lippman. 5 so far in his outing. It is 5-0 Hyannis as the scoring struggles continue for the Gatemen. 5-0 headed to the 7th here at Spillane Field. You're watching Wareham Gatemen baseball on Cape League TV.
child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Welcome back to the bottom of the seventh. First pitch swung on, grounded to the second baseman Hipsky, fields it cleanly across his body to first in time to retire the leadoff man in the top of the seventh. It's J.P. Head, who had reached all three times so far today. 2 walks and a 3-run blast from Spillane Field in Wareham, Massachusetts on the home opener in 2026. I'm Adam Hipsky. Alongside Dan Shalam, nice start for the 7th inning for the reliever Ethan Bioto. The third arm for Wareham today, second out of the pen, relieving the starter Wade Walton. Went to Jackson Hoyt, who pitched 2 scoreless frames, and now Bioto trying to work a clean second here today in the 7th. Deals a first pitch strike to Trey Hawsey, the first baseman from Louisiana Tech. Try and check in with our sideline reporter CeCe Gabriel later on this evening. Swings at the 0-1, lines it up the middle for a base hit. Hawsey 3 for 4 with 3 singles, and a nice day for the guy we had our eyes on heading into this game, and he certainly delivered.
1 for 5 yesterday, building on it here today, getting that average to just around 500 now. And Hawsey is a great example. He hasn't really been trying to do too much, just single, make some nice contact, and gets a base runner here for the Harbor Hawks in the top of the 7th.
Bioto allowed a 1-out single in his first inning of work in the 6th. Deals a first pitch ball on the outside to Jason Fultz. Bioto at 4-pitch mix, sinker, slider, fastball, and a changeup. Pitch. He goes slider, dots the outer third, 82 mile an hour. Plenty of movement on the slider, and count now 1-2 on Fultz. 6-foot freshman from Clemson in search of his new destination, and he swings and misses. Count now 1-2. Fultz has reached twice today, but no hits. 1-2, called strike 3. He goes down looking for the first time today. He strikes out for the second time this evening. There's 2 gone in the top of the 7th. Hyannis still leading Wareham 5-0.
Nice job by Bioto. He's been doing a really nice job of just mixing it up, not trying to do too much, and hammering the points where he knows he can attack. And now just another out away from putting up another 0.
First pitch is swung on, grounded left side, fair ball past Garcia down the line, chance for extra bases. Hawsey makes the turn for third, and a stand-up double for Jackson Miller. Crushes a first pitch fastball
pulls it down the line, and Hyannis has two in scoring position with a chance to add to its already sizable advantage.
Just a nice piece of hitting there, just grounding it down the third baseline, just a little bit out of the reach of Garcia, and now once again, more trouble to deal with here if you're the Gatemen. They haven't let up a run since the first inning, but Taylor Kirk was someone that inflicted some harm on them back in that first.
To that point, everything was the exact same for Ethan Biotto in the sixth inning. It was ground out to the second baseman, then a single, then a strikeout looking. This inning started with a ground out to second base, a single, a backwards K, but then Jackson Miller with a double as opposed to Caden Miller's ground out to the pitcher. So Taylor Kirk digs in, had a 2 RBI single in the first inning, tried to stretch it into a double, ended that threat in the first inning as he swings at the 1-0 and skies it to right center field. Dubovic over, steps in front of Wax, and makes the grab for the third out of the inning. So Biotto works around a little bit of traffic in his second inning of work out of the pen and strands a pair in scoring position. We'll stretch for the first time at Spillane Field in 2026. Wareham, bottom of the order, set to swing it on the other side when we return on Cape League TV.
0-0.
Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Back here at Spillane Field for the bottom of the seventh, Hyannis leading Wareham 5-0. And Dan, it feels awfully similar for the Gatemen from what they did last night in the season opener. Got shut out 5-0, and they're down 5-0 today.
The only difference in that game was that Garrett Lambert held Katuitt scoreless for the first 5, and this time around, Hyannis jumps up by 5 in the first inning. So just more of the same, though. Not enough good, consistent hitting. You have really one bad inning in both games, and you're down by 5 runs.
Yeah, one contributor to at least that wasn't a contributor to the lack of offense. Guy at the plate right now, Dylan Dubovic, 2 hits yesterday. Batted fourth, the freshman from Miami, who hit .312 as a first-year guy for the Hurricanes. Dropped down, hitting seventh today for Ryan Smythe. He's 0 for 2 in this one, leading off the bottom of the seventh. 1 ball, 1 strike to the right-handed hitter. Playing center field today, got the start in right yesterday. The 1-1. Up high for ball 2. Sebastian Littman returns to the hill, continuing to deal for Hyannis. He has been spectacular.
5 Ks. I mean, what more could you ask for in 2 innings of work so far to start your season?
A tough performance to follow up, relieving the starter Kyle Olivo, who went 4 innings, gave up just 2 hits and no runs. 1 walk and 4 strikeouts, but he has stepped onto the hill and continued that domination for Hyannis. He gets Dubovic to wave and miss. Count now level, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases clear. Defense playing Dubovic straight up. Out of the windup. Littman waits and fires. Swing and a miss.
Fastball, top of the zone, 93 miles an hour. Dubovic underneath, and there's one down in the bottom of the seventh.
It's 4 strikeouts in a row for Sebastian Lippman. He is in his zone. He is feeling it. But don't let that distract you from the fact that Wareham has had its chances against this guy. They've left 2 runners on base, and they've had a base hit in both innings that he's been on the bump. They just haven't been able to stack anything, and that has really been the story.
Wareham left 12 runners on yesterday. They've left 6 on today. First pitch to the catcher, Drew Rogers, is a slider that tails away from him at 80 miles an hour. It's ball 1. But yesterday, Rogers 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Today, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Was very productive at Georgia Tech. He swung. Head goes back, heading towards the track, and he makes the play on the move.
And that is an 0 for 6 start to the season now for Drew Rogers. He and Braden Kersey are guys that you really want to see get going here for this Gatemen lineup. It's just been a struggle overall. And Lippman now, 5 batters retired. Feeling it.
Right fielder that digs in now. Foster Apple from Stetson into the transfer portal. Was hit by a pitch in the 3rd, struck out swinging in the 4th. Out of the windup, Lippman lifts the leg and brings it home. Spikes in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Chris Ramirez, a bright spot in Wareham's lineup today. He's 2 for 3, waits on deck. Gatemen trying to get a spark going of some sort. Trailing 5-0, all 5 in the top of the 1st from Hyannis against the starter, Wade Walton. The 1-0. Popped up, shallow right field. Charlie Bates, the second baseman, camps under it. Drifts into the outfield grass and makes the play for the 3rd out of the inning. Sebastian Lippman for the first time today goes 3 up, 3 down, and we're through 7 at Wareham. Hyannis dominating. It's 5-0. When we return, the Harbor Hawks send the top of their order to the plate.
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting finance.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. Hyannis up on Wareham, 5-0. Alongside Dan Shalam, I'm Adam Hipsky. Ethan Bioto returns to the mound. His 3rd inning of work out of the pen forthcoming. And Dan, he has looked very strong, the right-hander from Tennessee.
He's looked great. 3 hits given up so far through the first 2 innings, but he's worked out of trouble. Couple of strikeouts in there as well. He's done a very nice job managing this game, and he looks in control out there. Really, you have to give credit to this entire Gatemen staff after, that first inning. It's been 6 straight of no runs. They've done everything in their power to try and give this offense a chance to come back, but it simply hasn't been there.
Top of the lineup due up for Hyannis, lefty, righty, and it starts with the leadoff man, Henry Zener, who takes a first pitch fastball on the inside corner for a called strike. 0 for 3 today for the redshirt junior from USC Upstate. And he stares at another fastball, this one up and away for ball one. Batted 7th yesterday, atop the lineup today. But a couple of ground outs, a fly out, and a walk back in the 4th. Swings at the 1-1 and pops it back into the netting. Count 1-2. Hyannis with that 5-0 lead. All 5 coming in the top of the 8th. Take a quick check around some other scores within the Appy League. Spillane readies from the belt. Shakes off a couple of signs into his delivery for the 1-2. Hit on the ground, right side. Hipsky ranges to his knees. He fields it, goes to first. It's in time for the first out.
And how about it, Adam? You talk about looking around the league at the scores. Falmouth had a no-hitter going all the way up until the 7th, and then they end up winning 6-5 to the Brewster Whitecaps, but they put in one heck of a comeback there.
Now the Whitecaps moved to 1-1 after picking up a win against Hyannis yesterday. Katuit in front of Chatham 3-2 as the first pitch to the second hitting Charlie Bates is hit on the ground to the shortstop there. Makes a strong throw from the outfield grass, and there's 2 down.
Not just a throw, but a turn as well. Comes around the body, plants his feet, gets it over in time. A nice stretch by Lira, and quickly 2 down. Ethan Bioto making quick work of the Harbor Hawks here in the 8th.
And Bioto enjoying a little bit of defensive help, a couple of very solid plays from his middle infielders. Hipsky the first time. Ramirez that time around brings up John Emberry. First pitch to him, he takes, and it's the right call downstairs for ball 1. So Katuit through 4 up on Chatham 3-2. Yarmouth Dennis in the driver's seat on Orleans. It's 5-0 in the top of the 6th. Whitey trying to move to 2-0. And Bourne, after taking down Chatham yesterday, trailing Harwich 6-1 in the bottom of the 6th there. As Emberry swings and pops it foul behind home plate. 1-1 strike.
You mentioned Chatham, the Anglers, taking a trip up here to Spillane Field tomorrow. That'll be a 6 o'clock start before the Gatemen head over to Brewster on Tuesday ahead of an off day on Wednesday.
It's the Anglers trying to avoid an 0-2 start. It's the Gatemen also trying to actively avoid, and Bioto gets Emberry to wave and miss. Works himself ahead in the count now. 1-2 strikes. So Falmouth now 2-0, Brewster 1-1. That's the only game that has concluded today across the Cape. The 1-2. Fastball high and outside, 91-mile-an-hour four-seamer. It's 2-2.
And that, of course, because there are no lights over in Brewster. And you speak of lights, the Wareham Gatemen have a brand new lighting system here at Spillane Field in the season of 2026.
First time into effect the Gatemen this summer. Local high school plays here as well. 2-2 popped up right side, so we knew they worked.
I'm waiting for them to start flickering when a home run's hit after a Gateman win.
Listen, I think the Gatemen obviously are looking forward to that, but I mean, I guess that first home run could also be the first run.
I guess you could also figure, too, it's a question of whether they're going to flicker if they even score a run. That's a mystery we'll have to wait and see on.
2-2. Applies the tag, and Ethan Bioto has his third strikeout of the game. He faces the minimum in the 8th to the home half. It's 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Gatemen. When we return, it's Wareham Gatemen Baseball on Cape League TV.
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting finance.
Welcome back here at Spillane Field. And if you're just joining us, what a day that it's been. A home opener started with a flyover. Caden McDonald with a double early on for the Gatemen. But since then, it's really been all Hyannis, Dan.
Well, that double came after the Harbor Hawks put up a 5-spot in the first inning, and that most notably coming off the bat of J.P. Head. A 3-run blast into left field for him. Put Hyannis ahead 3-0, and then from there they tack on 2 more in that first inning to make it 5-0, which is where we're at now in the bottom of the 8th.
Early production from Hyannis, but since then, Wareham has kept them at bay, but no offensive support for the defense. Could come here, though. Chris Ramirez has had a good day. He leads off things in the top of the 8th, and he looks at ball 1. Fastball in the dirt, and Sebastian Littman returns to the hill. No reason to take him out. The right-hander from Florida Gulf Coast is cruising in his debut on the Cape.
He has been great, as has Ethan Bioto for Wareham. Kind of turned into a pitcher's duel here at Spillane Field after the early offensive momentum from Hyannis, but 6 straight batters retired for Littman as of right now.
1-0 outside. No strikes on Ramirez. Commands the plate very well. 2 for 3 today. In the yesterday against Catuit in the 5-0 loss. 2-0 from Littman. Fastball at the knees, 91 miles an hour. Littman has taken a dip in velocity. Usually sits between 96 on that 4-seamer. That time at 91, but nonetheless, still plenty of ride on the fastball to keep the Wareham hitters off balance. 2-1. Fouled straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And the way control, which he has for the Harbor Hawks. They have no one going out there in the bullpen. It is Sebastian Littman's game. Came in the 5th and has been spectacular since.
And no walks, 6 strikeouts for the right-hander, who's set to deliver the 2-2 to the leadoff man, Ramirez. Takes downstairs, the slider tails beneath the bottom rail. The count runs full to the leadoff man on the top of the 8th. Wareham still in search of that first run. It's been elusive here in 2026. Ramirez trying to get Wareham off on the right foot in this inning. Bases clear, the payoff comes home. Hit up the middle, down for a base hit. Ramirez works the count full, and he has a 3-hit day. The shortstop was the WAC Player of the Year, has given Wareham a spark here on the top of the 8th.
Nice single, not trying to do too much, just shoots it right back up the middle from where it came from, and you mentioned it. A 3-hit day for Ramirez. He did not have a hit yesterday against Catuit, so a nice bounce back for him.
Stole 17 bases this spring, was caught stealing 6 times. I was at Cal Baptist. He's in the transfer portal looking for a new home. One of the finalists for the shortstop of the year in college baseball. First pitch to Jason Wax is fouled out of play, left side, heading towards the school when the count's 0-1. Wax in and out of the transfer portal. It's a story that we've talked about with a lot of these guys.
Now you're tired of hearing the transfer portal, but Wax is out. He's committed to LSU. Announced it on social media this morning. Batted .327 with Tulane. Was spectacular for the Green Wave as the 0-1 is skied. Left side, twisting foul beyond the netting, and it's 0-2. 6'2 junior. Led his college team in hits, RBIs, home runs. He has not had the start on the Cape that he would have liked. 0 for 6 with a strikeout. Today he's 0 for 2. Did draw a walk, reached base in the third. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Ramirez on first, and now a check over on the shortstop. Being held on by Hawsey and doesn't bother applying the tag. Ramirez stays standing as Littman retoes the rubber. Set to deal the 0-2. Right on left, one of the few left-handed hitters on this Wareham team as the 0-2 slider outside.
Littman didn't want to give anything competitive there to Wax. Having to pitch inside to him, and with only that 3-pitch mix, it's kind of easy for Wax to guess what's coming here.
1-2. Littman deals. Hit on the ground, left side, trickling foul, and it's out of play. Started to the right of the chalk line and continued to curl left and about 3 paces in front of the third base bag. Continued to roll. So they'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And talk about left-handed hitters with Sebastian Littman. It's pretty much exclusively a 2-pitch mix to righty. He adds in that curveball at about 10% to lefties. He's worked it once in this at-bat. Currently sits at a 1-2 count. Still advantage to the pitcher. Middle infield and double play depth. 1-2, swing and a miss. He has those 2 secondaries to lefties, but that time he goes fastball 92 miles an hour. He elevates it and Wax swings and misses. Second strikeout of the summer for Wax, and 7th of the day for the righty Littman, and there's 1 down in the top of the 8th.
And I'll give you one more number. 11th strikeout of the evening for Wareham. Overall, back-to-back games now to start this 2026 season with 10 or more Ks.
Not the start that you're looking for. Wareham only has hits from 3 players today, and Chris Ramirez responsible for 3 of the 5 hits. First pitch to Tony Lira. Called strike, outer third. Another 92-mile-an-hour fastball that paints the zone. Lira did not start today. A substitution for Caden McDonald. It's hit by a pitch on the first. Now Lira steps in for the 3rd time today. The 0-1. Half swing, the appeal to the first base umpire. Swings his arms to the side, and Connor Tierney says Tony Lira did not go. So the count, 1 ball, 1 strike to the right-handed first baseman from Arizona. Singled his last time up. Has had success against Littman. Did not have success against the starter Kyle Olivo. 1-1, cut on and missed. Olivo, 4 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. A spectacular debut to 2025 for the righty from Iowa. Gave way to Sebastian Littman, who has been very good. Through 3 1/3, he has surrendered more hits than Olivo, but no walks, 7 strikeouts. The 1-2. Flared foul, right side.
He's been, more than very good. I would say he's been near excellent so far in this game, and he is just, again, mowing down hitters. Just a singular base hit given up since the second batter in the 6th. That was when he struck out 3 in a row.
Ramirez continues to creep off the base at first. 1-2 the count. Lira fought off 1-2 strike pitch. Another one on the way. Ramirez moves, swung on and missed. The throw down to second, on target and in time. Strike him out, throw him out, and Sebastian Littman faces the minimum in his fourth inning of work. We're through 8 at Spillane Field, and Wareham continues to struggle offensively. When we return, it's the 4-5-6 hitters due up for the Harbor Hawks, who hold a 5-0 lead here on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.
Welcome back. Top of the ninth. Ethan Bioto's day is done. He gives way after a spectacular debut on the Cape to Finn Edwards.
Finn Edwards, the 6'7", 210 righty out of Arizona State. His previous college was Iowa Western Community College before moving over to Arizona State this past season. A 6.59 ERA for him in 18 appearances. Uses a mix of fastball, cutter, changeup, and slider. Was selected in the 18th round of the 2025 MLB draft by the Dodgers. So definitely a guy with plenty of potential and looking to put up a 0 here in the 9th inning.
He'll face the middle of the Hyannis order. It's the 4-5-6 hitters, lefty, righty, lefty, starting with the designated hitter, Caden Miller, who digs in, and the first pitch that he sees is a 92-mile-an-hour fastball down and in for ball 1.
And what an outing it was by Bioto. 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts. Pretty solid start to the summer.
Wareham surrendered 5 runs in the top of the first. 1-0 inside. Identical miss, identical pitch. 92 miles an hour, 4-seamer down and in. Wade Walton gave up all 5 runs, 3 of which were earned. For getting the start, going 3 innings in his Cape debut. 2-0 misses inside. All 3 pitches so far for Finn Edwards. All 3 fastballs. Right on left. Top of the 9th. Edwards takes a deep breath, brings it home. 94-mile-an-hour 4-seamer at the knees, a called strike.
He's going against a lefty right now. The numbers are pretty staggering when you look at them. He has a 27 ERA against lefties with no runners in scoring position and a sub-1 ERA against righties.
3-1. This is downstairs. 5 fastballs, 4 of which did not clip the zone. So a 5-pitch walk to Caden Miller, and the Harbor Hawks have their leadoff man aboard in the top of the 9th.
Walks 13% of batters when he's facing a lefty with no one into scoring position. It didn't really seem like he wanted to attack right there. Gives up the free pass to Miller.
Brings up the 5th hitting right fielder, J.P. Head, who had the biggest hit of the day. First pitch outside for a called strike. Biggest pitch of the day. Crushed fastball in the first inning. 3-run blast. Broke the scoring open. Now digs in. The 1-0 count. Pops it foul.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And Edwards really relies on the fastball as his chase pitch. It's not the slider coming across the body. He has a 50% chase rate at the top of the zone with the fastball and the cutter.
Bioto, the reliever that just departed for Wareham, the only one with success today against JP Head. 1-1, swing and a miss. Rogers collects it quickly in the dirt. And now Edwards ahead in the count, 1-2, but JP Head with the home run against Wade Walton. Then he walked. And then the second arm of the day for the Gatemen, Jackson Hoyt, also walked back in the 5th. Bioto induced a ground out to the second baseman. 1-2, cut on and missed. Finn Edwards has his first strikeout of the season. It comes to just his second batter. JP Head down on strikes for the first time today. There's one away in the top of the 9th.
And it's a really nice job there. Edwards averages a strikeout around 40% of the time. So he does a beautiful job right there just attacking and then finishes it with a high chase on the fastball.
Trying to do the same to Trey Hossey, who digs in from the left side. Sizable lead off of first from Miller. First pitch on the back pick. Not in time, but Drew Rogers certainly saw what we were seeing up here in the booth. But it's an 0-1 count on Hossey. Second teamer from Conference USA. Looking for a new home after hitting .335 for Louisiana Tech as a sophomore. Right now on an 0-1 count with Finn Edwards, and he waves and misses and an elevated fastball, 94 miles an hour. Edwards certainly with the velocity off the right hand.
Most definitely. He loves to attack with the four-seamer and mixes in the cutter from time to time. Expect him to go back to the top of the zone here.
0-2 the count, the pitch, swing and a miss. 3 pitches and back-to-back strikeouts. He sits down Trey Hossey, and Finn Edwards having a great start in his Cape League debut. There's 2 down in the 9th.
Once again, it's all fastball. That's what he's going to give to you. You got to beat him to the spot, and straight up there, it's an easy one for Hossey to try and get to, but simply couldn't catch up.
Brings up Jason Foltz, who has also been a victim of the strikeout twice today. He works himself ahead in the count, 1-0 after first pitch in the dirt. Edwards, after continuing to blow the fastball past a couple of Harbor Hawks hitters, then tries to keep Foltz off balance, who just watched his teammates JP Head and Trey Hossey strike out. Both on four-seamers, but at time behind on the fastball and now even in the count 1-1. Edwards with a look at first. And now we'll throw over, and Lyra collects it, fires right back. Caden Miller has certainly had a good lead on first, but that time not much of a concern. It's pretty close to the base when Edwards threw it to the right side, and Rogers tries the back pick once again, and that time much closer, but still back safely and count 2-1.
If only the glove was on Lyra's other hand. If only he could switch, he would have had him there, but just skimpers back to first base in time.
Nice play from Drew Rogers. Doing the catching for the second straight day. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rogers played 12 games for the Gatemen last year. Joined Wareham about midway through the summer and enjoyed his time with the Gatemen. Felt like getting in that routine of catching nearly every day was something that he enjoyed. Now doing it twice in 2 days. Runner on the move. The throw down. A laser from Rogers. No doubt about it. That ends the inning. And an excellent play from Drew Rogers to end the frame. All right. Last chance for Wareham when we return. Braden Kersey, Lincoln Garcia, and Nate Nowitzki set to swing it for the Gatemen. Last chance, down 5-0, right here on Cape League TV.
Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A-Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit Reed Custom Soils.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. Wareham last chance as we've hit the bottom of the ninth. Hyannis all 5 runs in the top of the first. Since then, they haven't scored another one, but it's been enough because Wareham yet to play to run in 2026. Lost 5-0 yesterday, down 5-0 today. But they said in the middle of the order, due up. It's lefty, righty, lefty, Braden Kersey, Lincoln Garcia, and Nate Nowitzki. And just a reminder, this broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. All right, Dan, what does Wareham need to do against a new pitcher?
Well, they need to attack him, that's for sure. They have been struggling to get base runners going. Cohen Gomez, the righty, 6'3", 225, sophomore out of Stanford. Had a 5.82 ERA this past season, 0 runs allowed in 9 of his last 11 games with the Cardinals, so he certainly is feeling it and wants to bring that same energy here and close this one out in a 5-run game.
In steps Braden Kersey, certainly pleasant sight to see that Sebastian Littman's day is done. First pitch from the righty Gomez. It's an 88-mile-an-hour fastball downstairs. Count 1-0. Littman's day is done. He goes 4 innings as the first call out of the pen. Surrenders 3 hits, none that came across. No walks, which is the most impressive part of his day, which says a lot because he also had 8 strikeouts.
Just an amazing outing out of the pen for Littman. Olivo set the tone off the rip, and then Littman carried it the rest of the way. And now Gomez trying to put an exclamation point on this pitching performance for Hyannis.
Recent addition as the pinch hitter for Wareham after just being added to the team yesterday, replacing Braden Kersey, the designated hitter, so his day is done. Cohen Nicolai from Arizona State swings and fouls it straight back 2-2. So Braden Kersey, who pinch hit yesterday and was 0 for 1 with a strikeout today, got the start as the designated hitter and was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Not a desirable day for the DH from Mercer heading to Tennessee.
Definitely not, and he's going to find it eventually. It's just a matter of time. It's the first couple of games of the season, but really try and not get down on yourself if you're Braden Kersey so early on into this Cape Cod Baseball League season.
3-2 the count now on the pinch hitter, Nicolai. Thought that he might get the chance to catch today, but after just arriving yesterday, Ryan Smythe wants him to catch a couple of bullpens, start to get used to the Gatemen pitching staff, and that time he stares at strike 3, and there's 1 down in the bottom of the ninth.
3 strikeouts in a row for the Gatemen. Their number overall now is up to 13, just 1 away from matching yesterday's 14. It is too much looking at the plate, not swinging, and way too much swing and miss. There have not been enough balls put into play.
Sebastian Littman's day ended with 2 strikeouts, and like you just mentioned, Gomez picks up right where he left off. 8 punch-outs for the first reliever, 1 and 1 batter for the second reliever.
In steps Lincoln Garcia. He fouls it back for strike one. Garcia 0 for 2 today, was hit by a pitch in the second, flew out in the fourth, struck out swinging back in the sixth. The base is clear, the 0-1. Called strike, outer edge, and Garcia through 2 pitches is behind 0-2.
Needs to battle here, struck out in his last at-bat as well, so looking to avoid another K.
No balls, 2 strikes. 1 down from the windup. Gomez deals. Spikes it in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Dan, this Wareham order has been hit or miss, but today in this game there has not been a base runner not named Chris Ramirez since the bottom of the 3rd inning, and it's hard to win ball games with that as your recipe. Baseball, a team game, but today Ramirez being the premier source of offense for the Gatemen.
Certainly, and there's a reason why he is in the portal. There's a reason why he's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and there's a reason why he was here last year.
Garcia waves and misses at a breaking ball down and away, and now that's the 14th strikeout of the day for the Gatemen, and that matches what they did yesterday at Lowell Park.
Here's the interesting thing. Wareham also started last year's season 0-3. They lost their first 2 games of the season here at Spillane Field to Hyannis and to Chatham. Hyannis, of course, here tonight on the verge of closing this one out. Chatham coming tomorrow before they faced YD in the 3rd home game of last year. And guess who's the 3rd home opponent of this year as well? The YD Red Sox. So the Wareham Gatemen fans have seen this story before.
First pitch to Nate Nowitzki is a strike, 0-1 with the bases clear. Second baseman making his debut, responsible for the lone extra base hit for the Gatemen in this one. The 0-1. Breaking ball swung on and skied to center field. Zener drifts towards the left center gap, and he holds it in for the 3rd out of the inning. Gomez comes in and gets the save, and Hyannis picks up its first win of 2026, while Wareham, for the 2nd straight night, is blanked 5-0. Gatemen fall to 0-2 behind another stellar pitching performance from the opposition.
Really going to need to rinse and repeat ahead of tomorrow. 5-0 loss for the Gatemen, and it really was the same story as yesterday, Adam. You had 14 strikeouts. You finished with 5 hits, had 6 yesterday, and you come up short 5-0. There has been no offensive momentum so far with this squad. They've had chances. They have not capitalized on it. A real opportunity to bounce back at home tomorrow against the Chatham A's, one that Wareham is really going to want to get now sitting at 0-2 on the season.
So Hyannis, after its collapse yesterday, leading 7-2 and then falling 9-7 to Brewster, picks up its first win on the road here at Wareham, and the Gatemen lose 2 in a row, both by a score of 5-0. Kyle Olivo gets the win, the right-hander from Iowa, who went 4 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts. Lipman and Gomez were spectacular in relief. Wade Walton picks up the loss for Wareham. He drops to 0-1. The right-hander from High Point went 3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 of which were earned, but 1 would have been the difference in this one. The Gatemen could not plate a run. They did total 5 hits, 1 less than what they did yesterday, but still the difference in the run columns. Hyannis, 5 runs on 9 hits, no errors in the field. 2nd straight day that the Harbor Hawks have played a clean game defensively in the field. Wareham, no runs on 5 hits, 1 error in the field. That does it for our production here on Cape League TV. We're back tomorrow night when Chatham visits. First pitch set for 6 o'clock for